Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of this show. Wow, it's so
The
cool.
show.
Yep.
This
Um,
show.
we
You
have
know the name of
players.
it. It's down there.
Yep, you know the name of it. It's in the title. We have
Somewhere.
players here today that are going to be playing. Some of them will be popping in. Well, one of them will be popping in a little later. There's no Grace today. Loser. But for the interim, in case people forget who we are, everyone can introduce themselves.
Okay, I'm going first because I screwed it up for the first time.
Okay.
Because before we started the campaign, there was something I forgot to plan, and I was in the middle of doing it when Equa started the recording. So hello, I am BK or Brendan. You can find me at BKSchatzki on Instagram, Twitter, and I guess LinkedIn too, because I'm a LinkedIn lunatic on the job hunt. So catch me over there.
LinkedIn, huh? Wow.
Yeah, the professional world is different, guys.
Sure.
Yeah, it is. Hi, I'm Chryolain. You can find me everywhere as Chryolain except LinkedIn, but you don't have to find me on LinkedIn. That's fine. I have a day job, unfortunately.
Sounds like a challenge to me.
Oh God! But yeah, you could also check out Sarlos D&D on YouTube, where we do other D&D things. But after you watch that, it's happening right now, and you're already.
Yeah. Yep. And also,
Hi, I'm Noah, aka GlitchedStreams. I stream on Twitch as well as one of the players for Star Lost. Keep it short and sweet today. Don't look for me on LinkedIn. I don't think you can find me on LinkedIn anymore, actually.
If I type in Noah glitched, it's not going to come up.
No, I don't think so.
Bailey's also going to be here,
Yeah,
but
sure.
Bailey's not here right now. Because I forget what he's doing. He's doing something important. And then, yeah, Grace is not here. So you can find Grace on Spells and Whistles, and Bailey is on Spinner's Den, but also Crits and Coffee, and you know. You know where to find them. They promoted last session. Anyway, okay, so let's. Yeah, I'm not fucking announcements. Let's jump into recapping what we did last time. So most of the time I do my own recaps, but do people want to do recaps for this game, or do you just want me to do it? Because I don't care. But if it's more engaging for you guys to do it, then you are more than welcome to do it.
I'll be so real. Other than what my character did, I don't remember.
We can recap what the other people's characters did.
Yeah, so Noah, you go ahead and recap what Akan did. And
Cool. Who's a con?
cool.
That's me.
We're off to a glorious start.
No, I'll
No one's-
recap
no one's
you
like,
guys.
I haven't had
You
to
just
talk
you
to
just
them, so I
hooed
don't
the
remember
bard
their name.
my ego. Oh, it's just
I'll recap. So
I was solving the entire puzzle for like most of last session.
that is true. Yeah, I'll do the recaps from now on. You bring up a good point. The puzzle solving is hard. I feel like I gave you guys homework the last time. Like everyone was just like heads down, scribbling along, and I was like, yeah, this is quiet.
It's okay. I scribbled on it for a little bit, and then I was like, I'm playing a dumb little kid. I'm gonna outsource.
I'm gonna give up.
Okay, so last time, we started off with Det, aka Grace's character, walking to the city alongside her pal Lithrain. The city is called Port Gestra. It's a seaside city, and it's super important because it's where this place is. It's where the campaign's set. And she walked through town and took in the sights a little bit, and then stopped at a cafe and ate some food. And then while she was walking, she saw a couple of kids screwing around in one of the rivers, and one of them fell down, and the other ones were laughing at them. And while that was happening, Akan, who is BK's character, was like, hey, maybe you should do it then, little weird dragonborn boy. And the little weird dragonborn boy was like, okay, I will. And he totally did it. He jumped over the little ravine, and Akan was like, yo, that's cool. And he was like, yeah, see, I'm super cool. You should spread the word. And Akan was like, sure, I will. What's that? And Heskin was like, this is a cipher that I found posted to a wall. You should look at it. I know where to get more. And so Akan took it, and he was looking it over, and he was walking back to find his friends when he heard music coming from the docks. And in the docks was Lithrain playing her pan flute. And on the other side of... Oh, not the pan flute, just regular flute. And on the other side of Lithrain, there was Ulfgar, who was Bearly's character. And Ulfgar was talking to Captain Vorm about departing from Port Gestra on another shipping run. Before he also turned around to the sound of music, and you guys both met up listening to Lithrain play. And Akan was like, yo... I could do this. This is easy peasy. And then he tried to play, and he wasn't good for the most part. But he saved it at the end with a little dance that he did. And then him and Lithrain got to talking. And she was like, hey, what's that? And she pulled the cipher from you and started looking it over. And then... I think you just left. Something happened, and she left. Yeah, she left back with Det to go and find a hotel, I think. And then you had a cipher somewhere else, but you went to the bar to decipher it and did that.
Ulfgar had the cipher.
Ulfgar found it because it was nailed to the post.
On
Yep.
the pier.
You're right. I'm so good at recaps, you guys. Anyway, while this is happening, Klein is Cryo's character, and Klein went to go and basically... screw with the shopkeep, who is basically like just a single guy who's looking to get some love. And Klein was like, you know what, he's an easy target. I'm going to steal this thing from him by tricking him into believing that there's a super hot lady who was asking about him, but there wasn't. And you still made out like a bandit and stole something, and also got 5 silver for a candle. Stonks. And then you left to go and do other crazy things, while Noah's character, who was yet to be named, but the audience knows your name because it'll be on the layout. They were scoping out what was happening and the rest of the city when your friend handed you the cipher and said, hey, look at this. This is a thing, and maybe you can crack it. And if you can crack it, you can take this job. And you did. And so you decided you were going to take that job. And while you were getting ready, you found Klein basically like harassing an old man as he was walking down the street. And then he took him to get shoes, at which point they took the shoes and handed them off to a homeless guy, and then a brief interaction happened between the two of you. Before you pissed off, and Klein took their cipher and went to your Seder friend and basically said, here, solve it for me. And Dapia did, and she handed it back to you, and then you were like, okay, cool, I'm going here now, bye. And that's pretty much where we left off. Everyone solved their ciphers one way or another and started heading towards the destination that was mentioned. So, as we jump back into the game, we are going to start with Klein. The sun has set in this seaside town. The sea breeze is like gently coming over the walls that fortify the outside of Port Gestra from potential attacks from the Broken Empire and beyond. The night sky is somewhat cloudy, but in between the breaks you see little points of stars, these faint bits of whitish yellow light that kind of like make their stand whenever a small opening appears. The moonlight beaming down on you, you make your way towards Torm Street. You know where it is. It's a street that sort of runs alongside one of the walls. And it's in a somewhat well-off neighborhood. As you approach, the houses here are pretty big. They're not massive, they're not mansions, but they're pretty big. How are you approaching this street?
I am going to make my way through some parallel streets, and then I will enter an alley. And then I will make my way to the top of a building on that street.
Sweet. So, what I shall need from you is a stealth check.
Sick. Oh boy. 19.
19, yeah. You, almost by your natural figure, kind of find it easier to blend in to the darker alleyways and small hidey holes that you can find. The Aegis Guard do occasionally make patrols around through the streets, as is their job at night. It's not overly crowded tonight, and the guards aren't, you know, overly populating the streets by any means. But occasionally you do see a pair of them just slowly walking by, muttering conversations to themselves about when they hope to get off shift. And you duck into the alleyways and weave your way through the back streets before finding a nice area where you can hop up through the side of a building onto the roof. You make your way up there. What do you do?
I am going to just look over the whole street for signs of anything interesting, because the note, once deciphered, was to look for light. Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and make a perception check.
Woo! I'm better at that than stealth. But I rolled worse. 14.
14. Yeah. So you see most of the buildings at this evening hour, and it is closer to like. For night to fully set in, we'll say it's closer to like 10 or 11 at night. Most of the houses along here, and they are nicer houses, you know, some of them have bits of foliage, small patches of grass that they can keep outside of their front yard. Most of the houses here are 2 stories, and most of them are shut for the night. You don't see much light emanating from within. But there are a couple houses that are an exception. There's one kind of like 4 houses down to the right, which has a light in the upper left window. The kind of shutters to that are about 3/4 of the way closed. The one forward and to your left is kind of a wider house, and that has 2 lights on in the top, one on the left, one on the right, and one seemingly beyond the front door. But you notice, looking at it, there is a person stationed outside the front door, just kind of watching out. And one to the far left, maybe 6 or 7 houses down, way on the like periphery of your vision, in which it has a bunch of lights and also some noise coming from within, but most of the like shutters and outside of the windows are closed.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stay on rooftops for the moment, and I am going to try and figure out what all the noise is at that house down there.
Yeah, you sort of dart over the rooftops and you get closer, and as you approach, you quickly come to the realization that it appears that there's some kind of party going on in there. I mean, it's medieval fantasy, but picture the medieval fantasy equivalent of like dubstep music like happening, and like teenagers like bopping up and down, like shaking the floorboards. It's a house party down there. Red Solo cups going out, you know.
Klein wonders if the job is talking about robbing all of these drunk people, but realistically that's not something that a cipher would go out for or anything crazy. He doesn't think. So he's gonna make his way back towards that central roof to watch the house with the guard. for a little bit and see if anything on the street changes, particularly with this house.
Sure. You leave the bopping hip hoppity tones of like the dulcimer and bagpipes and a lute. Because
I
it's
judge
medieval
their
fantasy.
dulcimer playing slightly because I know how to play the dulcimer.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's sick, dude.
Yeah, it's on my sheet. It's my only tool I'm proficient with.
Oh, I thought you meant in real life. I was like, is that on your LinkedIn? But you go back to the central house and keep an eye out to the front to see what's going on. Yeah, that figure out front is staying pretty still and just keeping an eye.
I will post up on like a ledge of a building as gargoyle-esque as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Like propped up in a squat, tail wrapped around my like legs and everything, hunched over literally. So if anyone looks up in the darkness, they're just like, oh, this building has a gargoyle, odd.
Sure, yeah. So you just post up there for a bit.
I have 60 feet of dark vision and all the time in the world. No.
And you do post up there for a while. In the interim, Glitch, what are you doing?
So I've been scoping out the street since before sunset, and trying to find any signs of lights in general. You know, the only signals and clues I really have to go on. And then also just watching for foot traffic that seems out of the ordinary, for the city, like anybody else who might have found the cipher.
Yeah. Awesome. So roll a perception check.
Sure. Ooh, nat 20 with a +7.
Nat 20. Yeah, so you scope out for a while. You get a better picture of what's going on in these respective houses. The one in the middle with the person standing outside. First of all, you note that person standing outside is a Minotaur. Appears to be female, but strong. And they are standing, arms folded, just surveying the whole time. The one on the far right doesn't get any foot traffic at all. In fact, it starts off the day with most of the windows being somewhat lit and then them slowly fading out. You gather that to be probably just a family home, and people are slowly winding down and going to bed.
Okay.
The one on the left, you are just completely unfazed by. It's a city. People get lit. And that really takes the attention off of the rest of the houses quite significantly, as you see occasionally a pair of guard will walk by. At one point you see like one of them just walk by that house where the rave's going on, and they just kind of stop and they think about going towards the front door and checking it out to see what's going on. And they just shake their head and just keep going, not wanting to deal with the hassle of it. Or just being too sympathetic. You do also, with natural 20, you see this little gremlin skitter up onto the roof and just until they hit gargoyle.
He kind of glances up. Is he close enough to recognize?
With your scope, you recognize him.
Yeah, but pulling out my gun on a city street probably isn't the best move.
From where you are, probably not close enough to recognize. It's dark.
Okay. But just recognizing that there is somebody.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Then I'm going to approach the house in the middle, kind of laying low, and as I get to an alleyway, I want to hug the side of the street that I saw the little gremlin chase up on.
Mm-hmm.
And as I get to an alleyway, I want to summon my echo up on the rooftops to go and scope out that person while I move closer to the house in the middle.
Okay, interesting. So here's what I'll need from you. I'll need a stealth check first and foremost, to see if you can approach up there.
8 + 9 is 17.
17. Um, is there a verbal component to you summoning your echo?
I don't believe so. Let me double check. I've never played an Echo Knight. There is no mention of components and even like commands are mental.
Okay. So describe to me how you summon your echo.
Um, the easiest way to say it is like he basically steps out of his own shadow. Like his shadow breaks pace with him,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're just suddenly going different directions.
Cool. Yeah. So as you run in between the alleyways, it's almost like for a brief second, as you come through partial breaks in cover and light illuminates the side of you. For a brief second, you almost, to an onlooker, would have two shadows before it disappears and goes back into one. And then as you keep moving, the second form just begins to rise up and ascend the side of the building behind the gargoyle.
Yeah.
Sick.
But yeah. I mean, it, for all intents and purposes, I don't think it walks or makes noise.
No, I don't think it does.
Yeah,
Echo
so
Knights are super good.
Yeah, so that's just gonna be there in case. It's literally just like if that thing jumps down on me, Echo attacks before I get attacked.
Okay, so you rolled stealth of 17. Klein, what's your passive perception?
14.
14. This figure does not appear to notice your echo.
Great. For now, I'm focused on the house in the middle. I'm looking for any signs, particularly that spiral. Sure, I know it thieves' cant is as invitation, but I want to see if I can pick up any other thieves' cant by this house that would designate that it's the right house, because obviously just looking for light is kind of a gamble.
Yeah, with your natural 20 perception check, you look around, you don't see any thieves' cant on the house itself. The only thing that you notice is that the house on the right is now, the light is out of it.
Gotcha.
So if you're looking for light, it's in between this one and the party house.
All right. Okay. Then I'm gonna do my best to scope out the house in the middle. I want to see entry points. I want to keep an eye on that Minotaur. Because I'm gonna assume it's not just approached by the door. They want a master thief. They don't want you catching the guard.
Sure. So, from a front perspective, you see that the house is 2 stories. It's nicely built. It's made of mostly stone, with like wood bearings and an outside like embellishment of wood, with an old design that has worn with age and time. Probably the occasional sea storm has damaged its real delicacy and intricacy and its embellishment. There are elements of green that grow over it, and as you look forward, you see that it basically has like an outward gate and a small pathway of maybe 6 to 10 feet before the door hits. Standing in front of the door is that Minotaur figure. The door is in the center of the house, and as you go outwards, there's like a flat face, and then it angles at 45 degrees out like maybe 5 or 10 feet each, and then it goes flat again. So it's almost like a square with the corners cut off.
Yeah.
On those angled sections, on the bottom floor, there are 2 windows. So there's a window on each angled section. And on the top floor, there's a window on each angled section. You also note on the left-hand side, as you're looking at it from the front, there is a chimney going up the top. And there is room behind the house before it meets the wall. It's not built flush against the wall. So there could very well be windows or a door on the back end or on either side as well.
Okay. Damn, in that case, I wanted to get on the roof. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to swap places with my echo and immediately be ready to grab the figure on the roof and cover their mouth.
Okay. Within a brief flash of darkness, where you were once, you are now somewhere else. You look forward and you can see a small, boyish figure perched on the edge of the roof, tail circling around. And as you immediately prepare to grab, you recognize the clothes of this figure.
Great. He's still gonna grab and cover the mouth.
Okay. Klein, are you resisting?
You're muted.
I'm not like immediately like wriggling and trying to get him off.
Yeah, clearly he's not like it's not a I'm gonna kill you. It is one arm around, like arms wrapping his arms and mouth, and he's just like, what are you doing here? And he like kind of he cracks his fingers so that he can actually answer.
You crack your fingers, like I gotta reach up and grab your hands, and I immediately have the verbal components for inflict wounds.
Fair enough.
So, that is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. This is gonna be 5d10s.
Jesus.
It's just,
Yeah. 8.
It's just a little bite on the fingertip. That's all it is. Just like
10. 3. That's
21.
21.
21,
another 8.
29.
And another 10.
39?
Are you still up, sir?
Yeah, by 4 HP.
39 points of damage. Klein,
You got
describe
all
how
those
you
fighter
inflict
hit dice.
wounds.
So yeah, so you take 39 points of necrotic damage.
There's a as the verbal components of the spell let loose, where your hand meets the throat and mouth of this figure, suddenly you feel like a blade has just pierced the inside of your palm and shot through at about 1,000 miles an hour as your veins on your hand, up your arm, through your shoulder and clutching towards your heart are suddenly shocked with a black flash, and you are in crippling pain for just a moment.
Yeah, he immediately drops the grab, and he bites his own thumb, and he's like, "Oh, motherfucker! Okay, oh,
Just
what
try to
are you
turn back
doing here?"
really calmly. You said you were not pervert, but you grabbed me from behind in the night.
Oh my god.
I thought you were trying to kill somebody.
Fucking, I was not trying, but I can. And like shocking grasp like charges at my fingers.
Okay. Yep. Why are you here?
Why are you asking? Who are you?
Because this is where my job is, and if it's the same job, I want to know why you're here.
Am I not allowed to be here? Are you a police officer?
Could be.
Oh, so I should kill you.
No, okay, I'm not a... Listen, kid, and he pulls out the cipher. Did you get one of these?
Oh yeah, silly spiral numbers.
Okay. Like he is still like calming his heart rate this entire time. He's like, okay. I think it's that building. And he points over at the one with the Minotaur.
Mm-hmm.
Duh.
Yeah, that Minotaur is going to roll a perception check, as there has suddenly been quite some commotion on the roof opposite. Okay.
Like he kind of like gestures to like get away from the edge of the of the roof.
Klein still like crouching low to the edge. Is not listening to you. I don't know who you are. You're a random man who just grabbed me.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's the client's just.
Okay.
Why are you waving your hands like this?
Never mind. And
Are you warm? Are you hot? You should buy fan.
Okay. And he looks like, now that I have a higher perspective on the building that I'm looking at, do I see any extra entry points?
We'll say you're kind of off to the side a little bit. Definitely that chimney could fit a small person. There... It looks like the windows probably, for the most part, meet on those angled slits on the corners of the house. But on the bottom floor, on the right side, there is another window on the side of the house.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna mentally command my echo to wait for the Minotaur to be looking the opposite direction of the nearest alleyway and to go over to the side of the house to see if I can reach that more out of the way entry point.
Sure. Yeah, your echo just drops silently to the ground, and while the Minotaur is looking away, just darts over, quick as they can.
Yeah.
To meet that other side. Yeah, and they do.
Okay. Like, I dig into my bag and take one of the potions of healing, because Jesus, fuck, that hurt. And
2d4
health
plus
is
2.
better than none. Yep. Take the 8 health. So yeah, he goes, all right. Your best bet? Probably that. I'm too big to get in there. And he points over at the chimney.
Why is my best bet silly brick stack?
Because you're small.
But why is it my best bet? There are windows and a door. I point at the the front door.
It's out of the way.
Oh.
I figure you probably want to get in undetected, considering the leaps and bounds I had to go through just to figure out to come here.
You are good at sneaking around.
Thank you.
You sneak up on many people in the night?
I'm gonna choose not to answer that.
Ah, that is an answer in and of itself, strange man.
Listen, if you can get into the house, good on ya. Good luck, kid.
Okay. I'm fine.
And then he just immediately swaps with his echo again.
As soon as he swaps with his echo, I will head down into an alley.
Mm-hmm.
And while he's doing whatever he's doing, I'll peek out into the street, and to the Minotaur lady, I'll be like, Ma'am, there's a man over there in the alley trying to break into this house.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm really good at these. This is what I'm built for, baby. 25.
So, you hear this, and after this is shouted, you hear the Minotaur go, "Thank you," and starts running around the side of the house.
Immediately moves to put his fucking echo up on the roof.
On the roof of the house you're trying to get into?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And he's gonna swap with it and then just pin, like he's just gonna lay flat on the roof.
In terms of action economy, what is that?
It's an action and a bonus action, I'm pretty sure.
I believe that is correct. Bonus action to manifest the echo, and then
action to swap.
Technically, it's another bonus action to do it.
Am I gonna allow that? Ooh, yeah, I'll allow it. Fuck it. I'll allow it, but because of that, you will not be able to make a stealth check. So it'll just be
That's fine.
the Minotaur's regular perception as they coast around the corner, and your echo is still there. Like you traded places. So now you watch as they turn the corner and see a shadowy form of you, and instinctively lower the horns and go for a charge attack, which obliterates the shadow. And as they coast straight through, you watch as they kind of like turn around to see where they went, and then just really start looking around to see what's going on here. As they kind of like hulking over, like shoulders hunched, head down. You can see the temperature here is not particularly cold, and yet still the breath fogs when they like exhale out of this ringed nose. Looking right and left very violently before they stand up and they go, "Hey, you lied to me!" Poof, 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 and they go back around to the front of the house. Klein, I assume you've darted in the house.
Oh, I despite taking mild offense at saying the chimney was the best way, Klein is absolutely going to head up into the chimney and straight down.
Wait, that means that you meet me again on the roof.
Yeah, so you would have a moment of calm and then hear some clambering, and Klein would just be on top of the chimney and just be like,
Just okay. As you enter into the chimney, are you climbing down or are you letting yourself fall?
I will let myself fall, and then I'll just stop the fall right before I get to the bottom.
Okay, make an athletics
I guess
check.
it depends on how big the chimney is, if I could do that.
You can fit in the chimney for sure. So
Okay.
so you can potentially stop yourself depending on how well you roll athletics.
I'll go down slow.
Okay, so you're gonna roll another athletics, but it's gonna be a lower DC.
Okay. I'm not great at these. I rolled a 3 + 1.
So you watch as the young figure waves to you, and then just jumps off into the top of the chimney, and you watch as their arms spread out in an attempt to catch themselves before they fall, and they just don't, and you hear a from within the house. The fall is not great. It's not too bad. What is it, D6 per 10 feet fallen?
Yeah, for every 10, yeah.
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. I rolled a 1. And you are faintly covered in soot. As you've basically you've hit into an upper level fireplace. You feel like a bit of old crumbled wood like jamming into your rib cage. But as you kind of groan and stand up, dusting the soot off and pulling it off of you, there's no like puncture wound. It didn't pierce your flesh in any way.
I leave the soot on my hair because my hair is fucking white, so a little soot will help.
Mm-hmm. And you look forward into a dark room. There is no light in this room.
It's okay, I got dark vision. What do I see?
What you're essentially looking at is an office space here. You see in front of you a desk and a nice chair. The walls are lined with shelves that are, for the most part, empty. And the reason because of this is a lot of what you assume were once the belongings now lie tattered on the floor. Themselves amongst a layer of dust, maybe 1.5 inches thick, that kind of coats every visible surface here.
Oh. I'm gonna peek around this office for things of interest.
Roll a perception
Probably start
check.
with a desk, if there is a desk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not rolling amazing. 13.
13, yeah. I mean, you see, like, on top of the desk, there probably were once papers, but they've kind of been ripped up and shorn about the floor. There's an old inkwell and quill where the ink has kind of like coagulated into this gloopy, bubbly mess. And the quill is kind of like stuck in there as you try and like wrestle it free. In terms of stuff that you could take interest in this room, there's not much. Certainly not what you expected.
Definitely not what I think. So I'm gonna see if there's a door and peek out into the hallway.
There is a door to the left of you, and it is locked from this side.
Oh, it's locked from this side? Sick. I'll unlock it. No.
Yep. You unlock it, and you peek out into the hallway. You see, immediately in front of you, there is another door. And to the right goes the corridor towards the center of this house. At the furthest right point, there looks to be a staircase that goes down. And to the right of the door that you're facing, there is another door. So it looks like there are 2 doors in front of you. As you look right down the corridor, there's a stairwell.
Okay.
And nothing else.
Oh, were there windows in this room or in the hallway?
There was a window in this room. It's on that angled corner.
The angled wall?
Yep.
Okay. I will go over and see if that is also locked. And if it is, I will unlock it and leave it ajar.
You unlock it and leave it ajar.
Then I will test the door opposite of me.
Okay. You disappear out, leaving sooty footprints behind you. And you test the door opposite you. This door is locked.
I don't have lockpicks. Made a mistake, a miscalculation. Check the other door also.
The other door is also locked. Yeah, as you're walking through this house, you kind of piece together, I bet most of the doors in here are going to be locked.
Yep. Time to check downstairs.
Yeah, so you go ahead and swing around. That room that you were just in does not extend all the way to the staircase. It extends about halfway, kind of like right in front of that second door that you just tried. And over the side of it, there is like a banister railing. And you can look down over it to see like the central foyer, probably right where the Minotaur was guarding. The stairs kind of go down. They're nice. They're kind of like of a faint tile pattern, and they lead down into the foyer, which is this large rectangular room with a rug in the middle of it. And from where you are, you can see that there's the front door, and then towards the left there's a door, and towards the right there's a door. That's all you can see from where you are.
Okay. I'll head all the way down and stick to the shadows. And I will first want to get to the proper bottom, see if there's anything else I can see. And then I will try the doors that aren't the front door, also to double check if there's anything that's unlocked.
Okay, so how are you moving about this house?
Right now, I am just walking. I'm tiptoeing.
Just walking and tiptoeing. Okay. Do me a favor
For trap.
and just roll a general dex check.
Okay. 12 plus 3, 15.
Level 3. Yep. You crest the corner around to the top of the staircase, which, by the way, the staircase, coming up the staircase, you would find yourself with another door just over the hallway. And basically from where you came from, how you emerged from the corner room and you look forward and there were probably 2 rooms in front of you, that is mirrored on the other side of the house.
Okay.
But you coast around the staircase and begin walking down it. And you do so. You are now at the bottom of the staircase. So you go down to the bottom of the stairs, looking around. So you're at the very bottom of the stairs. In front of you is the rug and then the front door.
Yeah.
All the way over to the right, there's a door. All the way over to the left, there's a door. And on either side of the staircase are 2 doors.
Really calm, reach up and jiggle the handles as I go down the hallway.
Of which one?
I'll go left first. I'll do the door to the immediate left of the staircase.
Okay, that door is unlocked.
Let's go.
You jiggle it open, and you look forward, and you see a long tiled hallway. In the back left corner, there's a door, and on the right, all the way at the end, there's a door.
Can I just quickly look and see if there's any visible alarms or traps set up? Like, I'm not gonna trip over a line and knock over a can of or stack of cans or anything.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check. And I should note while you're doing this, the only room that was dark was the room that you entered in. Everything else is lit up.
Oh, so everything else is headlight.
Yep.
11.
11. Okay, yeah. No visible traps that you can see.
I
What is also interesting about this house, and I should mention this because I didn't, that room that you were in also was the only room that was dusty, or dirty in any way. The rest of the house is pretty fucking clean.
Very interesting. I will go check the door that's along the side of the hallway first.
Okay.
Also checking if it's unlocked.
As you walk through this this hallway, you can't help but feel your foot fall on a loose tile that sinks about an inch down into the ground. As it does so, you watch as a small panel opens up in the wall, and from within, a bolt comes straight at you. I'd like you to roll a dex saving throw, please.
Oh, yay, saves. Thank you, dice, for being not evil. 12 plus 4, 16.
16. Yeah, you just managed to avoid the bolt as it crests straight by you, kind of like clipping your cloak, and then thuds into the wall on the other side of you. No damage taken from that.
Can I pull the bolt out of the wall?
Sure, yeah, it's a crossbow bolt.
That's mine now.
The front is a little splintered, a little bit, because it just impacted against the stone wall, but...
It's understandable. I'll take that. And then, yeah, I'll check the door now, being more cautious of the tiles, kind of like patting my foot on them a few times before I put my weight on them.
Yeah, the door to your right is unlocked.
Peek in the room.
You peek in the room, and you look at what appears to be a workshop. In the center of the room, there is this like thick oak table with one of those like spinning vices on the side of it. Old woodworker's tools on that table, and also on a long counter that curves around the outside of this room. Looking to your left, you see what appear to be 2 training dummies. They're like those tall cylindrical poles that have 3 sections. Each one has like sticky out parts, and they spin. And beyond them is a door that leads probably to the outside of the house.
Got it. I will not open this door, but I will quietly unlock this door.
Okay, you go ahead and unlock that door, and it is unlocked.
Sick. I am going to search this room for anything of use to me, which right now would be anything valuable or anything that would let me break into the other rooms of the house.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
I'm not good at those.
Well, you could do perception if you'd rather. I don't know which was better.
I would much rather do perception.
Yeah, do that.
I have a bonus to perception. I don't have one to investigation. That's 19.
19. Yeah, the main thing that you notice, kind of that counter is mostly tools, small pieces of wood that are either to be assembled later or are getting put together. Some of them are a little old, and the glue has kind of dried up before it had a chance to be connected with another piece. But that central table is a little bit more clean, and you note on top of it are some pieces of parchment. On those pieces of parchment, you note a base design for the 2 wooden dummies that sit on the northern side of the room. And also, next to it, on one of the pieces of paper, what is essentially a routine on martial hits to get them to go in a particular pattern. It's basically like, you know, in Avatar: The Last Airbender when they do the Dance of the Dragon?
And they open like the doors with specific bending.
Yeah, it's kind of like how those statues were kind of like in those positions, except in this it's more of a martial arts style, like, you know, display of this is the first position and then this is the second, and so on and so forth.
I will quietly try to mimic that with these dummies because I feel like this is a puzzle.
Okay, go ahead and roll a dex check.
My second best stat and my second best roll of the day, I think. 17 plus 3, 30, 20.
Awesome. Yeah. So you go ahead and you go to the left dummy first, and you begin trying to pad out your routine. And it kind of spins and almost clocks you in the head one time as you aren't quite expecting that one to move so fast. And you are getting the feel of it, but it's still a little strange to be dealing with things that rotate in 3 different places.
Okay.
You go ahead and try it on the left one, and
it. And work on this for a few minutes, probably.
Okay, yeah. So you do it on the left one first, no problem. Then you go to the right one, and as you go ahead and impact the right one on the first point, you note that basically handle on the outside clunks as if it's a little loose. You're like, that's kind of weird. And you try it on another one, and that one also kind of clunks. And you quickly notice that the handles here don't quite sit flush.
I go back to the instructions on how they're built.
Yeah, the instructions on how they're built just look like a regular dummy.
Klein is not intelligent. I don't know if Klein would stay and look at all of these things for much longer.
Okay.
I'll fiddle with the arms real quick and see as they come on and off if there's any, like, I'll pull at the loose ones and see if there's any interesting sort of details to it.
Okay, which one do you pull on first? There are 6 different ones.
I'll just say top right.
Okay. You go ahead and grab onto the top right one, and you begin to try and pull it out. And as you do so, you feel it click against the outside of, like... It's almost like there's like a pin on the inside, and as you try and pull it out, it's not budging. And as that makes contact, I
get electrocuted.
Feel the thing kind of whir, and you note out of the corner of your eye a small opening appear on the outward rim of that, as suddenly large metal jaws clamp around your hand. You are going to take 1 point of piercing damage.
Let's go.
And your hand is now locked in.
Klein just... this is Klein's karma.
So while you figure that out,
yep.
We're gonna get Barely in here. and we'll catch up with these clowns. Welcome back. Okay, so approaching the house on Torm Street, Akan and Ulfgar. How do you approach the street?
We're skipping hand in hand.
Which?
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Which direction are we like approaching it from? Because we wouldn't know, but from
you guys are probably more familiar with the docks, so you'd be approaching from a northern direction, coming down.
Sure. I mean, Torm Street, because I remember Akan does know that Torm Street is fairly well off, if close to the docks. So I guess we're just trying to walk as inconspicuously as possible.
Yeah.
Just walking.
Yeah, you guys just walk along the street. As you do so, the first thing you note as you walk by is this really pumping house. For you especially, Akan, they got some interesting music going on there, and then you listen a little close and you're like, oh, it's just generic crap that everyone sings. Everyone knows their songs. There's nothing artistic about them at all. People bopping around in there. You hear the occasional cheers and whoops. It's a house party. And then you keep walking further down, and you see the next house that has lights on in it, which is that same house as earlier, that 2-story stone kind of ivy encrusted house with lights up in the top right, in the doorway, and whatever other window I said it was in earlier, with the Lady Minotaur standing out front. Do you keep walking by?
Kind of just gonna elbow Ulfgar and just kind of do the whole head point thing as subtly as I can as we're walking by.
Ulfgar looks over. He has no idea what you're pointing at.
Yeah, all you see is a house. There are lights in it, but it's dark, so...
Yes, that is a pretty nice house over there.
Are we looking at the same house, Ulfgar? That house looks like shit.
Well, it's maybe seen better days, but you gotta see from the inside. It's about the inside, boy. Outside appearances don't mean anything.
I agree. And I, for one, think that is the light on Torm Street that we are supposed to be looking for.
Oh, right. That's what we're doing. Yes. Let's
No, sorry. Go ahead.
let's make way then.
What? Whoa. Are you just gonna walk up to that big, scary Minotaur there?
What else would we do?
Oh, I don't know. And Akan is going to kind of tilt his head back towards that party house. They are adjacent, right? They're totally next to each other.
No, there are a few houses in between the two of them.
Okay. Well, kind of feel like if we could make our way onto the roof of that one, we could kind of... And I kind of just make a jumping motion with my finger from there to this house.
Just point out, you guys are just stopped in the street, looking around at houses and pointing to that one and going like this. And you visibly...
We're strolling slowly past the...
strolling slowly, yep. And you very visibly look over and you see the Minotaur looking at you.
It's not like
both.
we're just parked in front of the...
Hand motions though, right? Just...
Well, hey, Ulfgar, maybe we can try your plan. After you, Ulfgar. And Akan is going to put himself on the other side of Ulfgar and the Minotaur. And
Okay.
give him a
Well-
light shove.
I don't know, Akan. I think you're the smooth talker. You've always had a way with the ladies.
Akan is still just kind of pushing Ulfgar.
All right, Ulfgar will walk then.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm kind of just shoving.
Yeah, you kind of get to the like a low gate, walk through the inside of it to come face to face with the Minotaur. You see a female Minotaur, big gold nose ring, dressed in kind of like light leathers. There is like a long weapon on the back, but you can't quite see it because it's a tall figure, maybe like 6.5 feet tall. Kind of like rougher hair with like one big braid on the back of it that's kind of like intersected in small like oval style segments, basically. And she kind of looks equally at Ulfgar because she's not looking down at you because you're so tall.
Hello, we just need to go past you. Yes. If you wouldn't mind, and
He'll just start kind of inching.
Yeah, the Minotaur very visibly kind of like cracks a half smile and stands in between you and the door and says,
why's that? Well, we have some business there, you see.
Well, are you gonna state your business?
Do I have to?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, Akan's just gonna kind of Ulfgar.
Yes, Akan.
Let me talk to her. And
Yes,
Akan
yes.
is gonna kind of slink out from behind Ulfgar, just kind of giving a cheeky wave. Hi. Evening.
you see the arms kind of
Pardon.
fold.
Yeah. Pardon my friend here. You see, he had a bit of an accident right before I met him. You see, he's been through some tough times, but tough times make tough people, as you know. And you would not believe the shit that he has been through and the shit that he has managed to get past in order to still be standing today. I mean, what I'm trying to say is he let's just say that his constitution was bought and paid for by his ability with words. And as far as I'm concerned, it is a wonderful bargain that he has struck. Because, and Akan's just going to kind of lean in a little bit more. Well, like up towards the Minotaur's arms. And kind of like almost put his finger on them. See, when I first met him, kind of killed all my friends. I basically had to beg for my life. You know.
You kind of...
How long have I been talking, Yuko?
like solid like 45 seconds, and her expression is growing ever confused and impatient.
Well, yeah, right, Ulfgar? Yeah. Right?
Yes, yes, with this trusty mall right here.
Yeah, that trusty mall. Bashed my best buddy's face in. The thing was concave. Can you believe it? Right? Another guy basically cut him in half, right? Like, you think you need a sword to do that. Well, this guy swung so hard that my friend basically just
You can see like
evaporated in a mist.
the vein beginning to pop on the side of the forehead as she's getting like kind of pissy at you wasting time. You've passed a minute by now.
Yeah. And that's why she has to now make a wisdom save with a DC of 16.
Nice.
Or else be afraid of Ulfgar.
she failed. So describe how this magic takes hold.
So, it doesn't sound like Akan has been particularly threatening, but as he's talking, even if to an outside observer who's not really paying attention, it just sounds like Akan is just talking straight bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
She starts to feel like these words that Akan are saying are becoming more and more true, and she starts to be able to picture the things that he is saying, and her imagination goes beyond what Akan is even saying. Akan could have been talking about like how to make cookies, and she would have started to see nightmares in front of her face whenever she looks at Ulfgar.
Yeah, as you keep talking and you see that like anger begin to build up and her attention begin to snap, she kind of blinks for a second and then the eyes begin to grow wider. Unaware of the effect that has just been taken place on her, she kind of tenses even more, but not in a intimidating way, more in a self-preservation way. And she kind of like is looking back and forth at the two of you, and then just cannot take her eyes off Ulfgar. And she kind of just says, "So what do you want?"
Just gesture towards Ulfgar. Maybe you could ask nicely one more time, Ulfgar.
Please just let us in.
Roll intimidation with advantage. And you can, if you don't have a very good charisma, you can use your strength instead of charisma because you are an intimidating physical presence.
Yeah, it's a 22.
22. Yeah, she just kind of like, you see her.
Yeah, okay. You probably fit right in anyway.
And she just kind of like sidesteps out of the way of the door and takes another additional like 3 paces backwards to keep clear of you. You open the door and you see inside a very nice foyer of like this square tile on the floor with a big rug in the middle of it, a staircase going up with 2 doors on either side on the ground floor, and 2 doors on each far side as you look inwards.
After you.
Wolfgar steps inside and, as he does, begins to look at all of the scenery.
Yeah, it's taken care of. It's perhaps not as well furnished as you would expect a house of this size to be, but it's definitely kept in pretty nice condition, and the architecture here is pretty nice. It looks to be dwarven inspired at the very least.
Yes, I've always loved the dwarven architecture. Shay, what are we doing here again?
Akan pulls the paper back out. I think we've already followed all the instructions on the paper. It's just a matter of figuring out why we followed them. And Akan's going to start looking around for like anything out of the ordinary, any doors leading anywhere interesting.
Sure, yeah. That door on the back right, like on the right hand side of the staircase as you're looking at it, that door is open. But the door to the left of the staircase is shut, the door to the left of you is shut, and the door to the right of you is shut.
Wolfgar, do you think we should press the issue, or should we just go down the path of least resistance over there? Looking over to the right.
Well, Maybe we should check the open door first.
Agreed.
Okay, who's leading the charge on this one? Who's going first?
I guess Wolfgar would.
Okay, Ulfgar.
As he has been, I suppose.
Akan is, I don't want to say after you like every time, but that's what Akan is going to say. You can just assume that he's going to keep saying that.
So, Ulfgar, as you take a step forward onto the rug, does an 18 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, Akan, you watch as he takes a step forward onto the rug, and the rug suddenly grasps onto him and engulfs him. You are grappled, restrained, blinded, and at risk of suffocating.
Oh. Can I try to rip whatever this fabric is? Can I like try to pull it open?
Sure. Before you do, Akan, are you doing anything?
Yeah. I'm trying to see if any other of the furniture looks unusual as I try to kind of like reach out for the rug and kind of hesitate, wondering whether that's going to engulf me as well.
Yeah, you reach out and then like hold your grasp there and then pull your hand back and roll a perception check.
16.
None of the other furniture here looks to be dangerous, but neither did the rug.
Oh, great. Ulfgar. Can you hear me in there? Buddy?
You can hear it's a little like, a bit like, Ulfgar, can you hear me in there? But you can hear him.
Yes, Akan, I can hear you.
Okay. Akan is going to approach the rug, saying, "Okay, Ulfgar, this might sting a little bit, but let me try something." And I'm going to shock and grasp the rug.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
It's a nat 1.
And that one. Yeah, you go ahead and begin summoning the lightning in the palm of your hand, and as you go out to reach and touch the rug, it is writhing so much that you just cannot get a fold of it. It's just out of your reach.
Shit.
Okay, that wraps up Akan's turn. Ulfgar, at the start of your turn, you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and it's now your go.
Okay. So you said I was grappled, and I'm blinded,
And restrained.
somewhat, and restrained.
Yeah, not much you can do here at this point.
Am I able to break out of it, like contest?
Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah, you can attempt an athletics or acrobatics check to see if you can break free of the grapple.
Wow. 8.
8. This rug motherfucking got you, dude. You feel it wrap around your limbs tighter and begin to crush in towards your ribs.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
That's all you can do. Akan, what are you doing?
All right. Is there any, like, kind of, I don't know what the word is, like a utensil that would be vaguely hook-shaped that I'd be able to find
Inside this room, not that you can see.
Equa, is that a search action? Or can I try to shock and grasp it again?
You can try and shopping grass. You used a perception check last turn, so you're fine.
Okay. Let me try that again then.
Yeah.
That's better. 23.
23 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah. Oh my god. 4 total.
So as the lightning crackles from your fingers and you go and swipe out at the rug, you feel the lightning encase around it. And Ulfgar, you take 2 points of lightning damage. You feel it kind of jolt and writhe, but you are both taking equal damage here from any attack given. And it's now your turn. At the start of your turn, you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Lordy.
It's your go. Row smothering, you guys. Sucks.
So I know I'm grappled and restrained, but I can still attack technically, or no?
You can't attack. You have to use your action to try and break free of the grapple, is I believe how restrained works, right, Cryo?
According to this, restrained says speed becomes 0. Attack rolls have disadvantage.
Oh, then you
and
can
the
attack.
creature has disadvantage on dexterity.
Yep, then you can attack.
Cool. All right, then Ulfgar is going to try to make some room to pull out his maul and swing as best as he can.
Sure, go ahead and roll with disadvantage.
This is not great. 7.
7 does not hit. Which is probably a good thing, because as you try and pull out your maul and you swing forward, you impact forward with great force of your arm muscles. But even in doing so, the rug is grabbing you and moving it. You are not sure if you will hurt yourself when you attack. It's a good thing to note.
Okay. So technically I can attack twice in a turn. Would you still allow me to try to break free?
So grapple is an action, right? It's a whole action, so it would either be 2 attacks or 1 breaking out of a grapple. Pretty sure that's how it works. That's how it works in this campaign.
Sounds good.
So you can attack again if you like.
I can attack, but I can't try to break free.
Yep, that makes sense. No, well, fuck it. You can try and break free. Fuck it.
Okay. Say, shout out D&D. It's a rule that makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, I'm changing that rule right now.
It's like attacks per action versus like an actual action.
Still only an 11. Not rolling great.
An 11, yeah. You can't seem to find a decent position to try and break out. And it's hard because as the rug is moving around, you are getting rotated vertically around. Like you can feel your shoulder hit the floor and then your knee hit the floor, and you aren't sure exactly what orientation you're in to try and get good footing to break out.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
That's Ulfgar's turn. Akan, you're up again.
Okay. Seeing this, Khan's just gonna like panic and look around a bunch. He's just gonna yell at Ulfgar. Ulfgar, you told me that you were gonna help me get out of this fucking city. Don't die on me now, okay? That's Bardic Inspiration for Ulfgar.
Bardic Inspiration for Ulfgar. Which, by the way, the other two of you hear that.
I canonically don't know where I am right now, so...
You are in a different room, but you would have heard it.
Great.
Yeah. And just to try something, I'm going to just talk to the rug and say, hey, stupid fucking piece of furniture. Is that all you can do? Sit around and wait for someone to step in you? And that's vicious mockery.
Sure.
And I don't know how this works at all on a rug.
Fuck yeah, fuck that rug.
It's
Fuck that rug.
Yeah, that's a 2 for a wisdom save.
Woo! Rug,
Does vicious mockery have a minimum intelligence?
Does it? I don't think it does.
So you just rip into them. Doesn't matter if they understand or not. They're insulted.
You literally have cutting words.
So the rug is going to take 3 psychic damage.
Except it isn't, because it's immune to psychic.
Oh, there it
Okay.
is.
But its next attack will be at disadvantage. Not that it makes attacks,
And
but
it still freaking works. I don't. It's so weird the way vicious mockery works sometimes.
I love vicious mockery.
yeah, it's great. Okay, so that's your action
Okay,
bonus
that-
action to do that.
Yep. That's my turn.
Cool. At the start of Ulfgar's turn, Ulfgar, take you can
You
get out
die.
of this fucking rug, dude.
I hate this.
You take 8 plus 3, 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Okay.
As it's contorting you. Khan's just watching as this thing just like keeps whacking Ulfgar against the floor as hard as it can. This is a challenge rating of 2, you guys. Just so you're aware. It's
Not
your
with
turn.
these rolls, it's not.
Yeah, no.
You know.
I can't believe that Klein, the squishy sorcerer whose hand is caught in a bear trap, is in the least fucked up situation right now of like the three of us who we know what's going on.
What you gonna do,
To
Ulfgar?
try it. To try or to not try. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna cast sleep.
Okay, interesting. What are the conditions of sleep?
Blah 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 blah. Hit points must be equal to or less than the remaining total. Undead and creatures immune to being charmed aren't affected by this spell.
Okay, so you go ahead and loose the sleep spell, and it does not take effect.
Oh my god.
This creature is immune to charm.
Great. I kind of figured, but it was a shot in the dark.
We
Alright,
tried saying
that's all I can do.
please.
Awesome. Akan, you're up again.
Just so we're clear, I can't see him, right? He's completely enveloped by the rug.
He's enveloped in the rug.
Okay. Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my rapier and try to poke at the rug, not the main body of the rug, if that's possible. Like if there's kind of a loose area where I would guess he's not there, right?
Okay,
That
if
makes
you roll 6 points above its armor class, I will let you hit the rug and only the rug. So go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay, here we go. 21.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
4.
4 points of damage. You managed to shave off one of those little like dangly bits on the corners of the rug. You kind of like trim that by about 3 inches. No damage is put towards Ulfgar. But the rug is still looking pretty good.
Great. I killed a tassel.
Yep.
Yeah, and I can't see him, so can't think of what I could do right now. I'll end my turn for now.
Okay. Ulfgar's turn. Oh, that's not bad. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage at the start of your turn, and it is your turn. Slowly ticking away.
I'm gonna try to break free again.
There you go. Try and break free. The DC's low.
You've got Bardic Inspiration besides. You really need it.
23 without a bardic inspiration.
Hell yeah. You grab your fingers into the creases of this rug and pull and pull and pull until you feel the slack begin to loosen around your face and mouth. And you are able to take a big breath of air, and as you do so, you yank down. And you are holding both ends of the rug, standing in the middle of it right now. It is still writhing around, though. What do you do?
So again, the same question. Since I used my action to contest the athletics. Am I able to hit it now?
Yeah, you can hit it.
All right, I'm smacking it with my maul.
Go ahead. Roll to attack.
Uh, 13.
13 does hit. It's a rug.
Ooh. Thank the Lord. And that is 8 damage, and I'm going to use a Divine Smite as
Hell
well.
yeah.
Once I figure out where it is.
You smite that rug.
What the hell is Smite? Where is it?
It's a D8 per spell slot level.
Okay,
Yep.
so I'll use... There it is. Okay, I'll use 1. D8... There it is. For 7.
7 points, yeah. As you feel the presence of your deity, known to yourself and possibly to Akan as the Tide Changer, you impact the rug with all of the power that you can possibly muster, and from your last turn to now, all of a sudden, where you were being constricted into a small ball, into a fetal position on the floor, you are now standing above this rug, beating the shit out of it. The tide has changed. It is looking a little rough. Okay.
All right.
Anything else on your turn?
That is all.
Akan, you're up.
Ulfgar is still on the rug, right?
Yeah, he's still standing on the rug.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna poke the rug again.
You poke that rug.
Yep. Would you believe it? Another nat 1. I don't poke that rug.
You actually go and try and stab it, and your rapier just goes boing, and you pull it back before it breaks and snaps.
Shit.
Okay.
And then I just look at Ulfgar and just say, "Pull yourself together," and I cast Healing Word.
Nice.
We'll just do first level Healing Word. Yeah, 8 points.
8 points of healing to Ulfgar. Mm-hmm. Which he will need, because the rug is going to try and smother him again. For an 18 to hit.
Yep.
You lose your grip on that, and it envelops you again. But that's all it can do on its turn, until your turn, when you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage. But it's now your go.
The only thing I can really do is try to break free, so that's what I'm going to try to do.
Go ahead, roll your athletics.
21.
Yeah, it's like breaking free from the mouth of a creature who has swallowed you. You like pry the rug apart again and begin stomping on it down to keep it on the ground. Easy peasy.
And I know I already asked, but my brain is mashed potatoes. I can still attack?
You sure can.
Awesome. I'm going to do that. 21 again.
21 hits.
Uh, 11.
This thing is on death's door right now. As you jam the maul downwards and rake it down the middle of this rug, you feel the seams begin to split and tear with that awful like sound. It's looking fucking real bad.
And I really don't want to waste it. That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay, Akan. This thing.
I want a real-time replay of this after we're done.
This thing's looking real bad. It's basically halfway towards being torn in two. What do you do?
Rapier.
Go ahead, roll your
I
attack.
can't roll 3 nat 1s in 10 minutes, can I?
I hope not.
Grace
Not
did.
unless your name's Grizzlock.
16.
16 hits. Go ahead, roll damage.
Yeah, that's 9 piercing damage. on the
How
rug.
do you want to do this?
I'm just gonna run it through. So I'll just tell Ulfgar to get out of the way. And just charge forward through the rug. And I pick a spot where the seams have teared a bit and just kind of get my rapier in there and just rip it apart in half.
Yeah, so Ulfgar, all you hear is, get out of the way! And you do so. And it's like one of those anime transitions where, like, the cool, like, samurai guy has, like, the katana there and it's, like, flower petals beside him. Except instead of that, it's a Khan with a rapier and bits of thread. Just, like, floating in the non-existent wind. As the rug crumples to the ground.
That's the discount steal and strike.
Yeah. Super budget. Alright, first room.
Ulfgar starts redoing his top knot.
You know, that reminds me of when I was a little lad. I got stuck in the shale. Oh, I never lived that one down.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone that you almost got killed by a rug.
Well, you weren't much help either.
Yeah, don't tell anyone I missed the rug. Like 3 times, okay? Or the part where I, like, thought that I could, like, hurt its feelings or something. That was really dumb. Anyway.
Well, I couldn't really see from in there anyway, so...
Yeah. Let's go through door number 1. What do you say?
Ulfgar's gonna check out the room one more time before we go.
Yeah, looking around the room, there's nothing else that you can see that screams danger to you.
Alright, then Ulfgar pulls his top knot tight, takes a deep breath, and walks towards the door.
Is you going through the open door? Or the closed doors?
I think we're going through the open door.
Oh, before Ulfgar does that, I'm going to crack the door open, and I'm just going to say, he just killed a rug. Oh.
Roll an intimidation
again.
check.
That's a 15.
Cool. You just intimidated the hallway.
No, I was talking to the Minotaur.
Oh, you just intimidated the Minotaur. Yep.
Yeah. Just...
Yeah, who is kind of like now back to you as she's standing outside the front door again. And as you say that and slowly close the door, you swear you see her shiver. Awesome.
I do have a way with words. And he's gonna follow
Monicon,
Ulfgar
no
into the hall.
dilly-dallying.
Right.
So
Onwards.
you head
Master Thieves.
towards the open doorway. As you go towards the open doorway, you see a long hallway. On the back wall to the left, there is a closed doorway, and on the wall to the right at the end, there is an open door.
I don't suppose you want to bash these doors down, do you?
Oh, I love bashing stuff in.
Well, it's your prerogative. I left my
But-
lockpicks back at the hideout.
But after being attacked by a rug, Ulfgar is going to just investigate around a little bit, make sure that there's no other rugs specifically.
You are pretty sure there are no other rugs that you can see.
Okay. Then Ulfgar is going to bash down the first door that he sees.
Okay. As you walk into the hallway, your foot steps on a loose tile that sinks about an inch into the ground, and a side panel on the wall. A bolt goes towards your direction. Roll a dex check. Or dex saving throw, I mean.
17.
Ah, good job, dude. You managed to avoid the crossbow bolt that comes by and impacts the wall on the other side of the hallway.
All right.
Careful there, Hakan. Loose tile.
I don't suppose there's a second bolt in there. I'm gonna
You'll have to step on
try
it and find out.
I'm gonna put pressure on it, but like with my body clearly out of the way for like where
I'm out of the way.
Ulfgar's was.
Yeah, so you trigger the trap, but make sure that you're out of the rate of fire, and you watch as the panel opens again, and there were 2 bolts, but one of them was already gone. It does not fire again.
I don't think we're the first ones here.
Well then, we should be on guard. We don't know who lurks.
Yeah. Well, keep it up, buddy. And Akon's gonna do another healing word on Ulfgar,
Okay.
just for the hell of it.
Well, you go ahead and heal Ulfgar. Let's check back in with Noah. Noah,
9
Hey.
points.
you were on the roof, and you saw Klein disappear through the chimney.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and circle down to, because that Minotaur, she's back out front now, right?
Back out front.
Yeah. So I'm going to find the closest window that is out of her sight. And I have the slippers of spiders, whatever, the spider climbing boots.
Okay, sure. So, so you go ahead and climb down the side of the building, and you find on the back right corner there is a window that looks into what appears to be a bedroom.
Gotcha. I can see the opposite wall through that window, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to manifest my echo against that wall, and swap places with it, and just immediately like latch to the wall.
Okay, cool. You do so. You emerge into this room. It appears to be a master bedroom. There's a big, like, 2-person bed on the back wall. Dressers with clothes, some of which are, you see like a couple of like man's clothes on the floor, but everything else appears to be put away. On the wall that you're on, there is a painting towards the door, kind of lying at a perpendicular angle, and that painting depicts a woman kind of like holding this piece of paper, and then opposite that on the other wall there is a mirror.
Okay. Can I look more closely at that painting? He is just completely like perpendicular to, or I guess parallel with the floor. Like he is just straight up standing sideways.
Yeah, you take a look at the painting. It depicts a, you know what, roll a perception or investigation check.
Sure. 14.
14, yeah. It depicts a woman, appears to be dwarven, with this like beautiful curly brown hair that is very nicely like put in a specific kind of hairdo that kind of comes up on the top and then goes straight back down. The thing that strikes you about this painting is the way that she's holding the piece of parchment. It's almost like you'd hold a book, like with 2 hands.
Okay.
But the piece of parchment that is painted on there is kind of like one of those pieces of parchment that you would read like this. So it doesn't quite fit.
Doesn't make sense to hold. Okay, yeah. Interesting. I mean, to me, it's just a painting. Like, it's peculiar. I mean, I guess it's a painting. Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of like just take that information, glance around the room again. I kind of like, I guess it would be glancing up at the window or the mirror.
Yeah, you look up at the mirror. The mirror, I mean, the mirror doesn't do anything. It's the mirror is like facing the painting, so that from where you're angled
Yeah.
at it, you can kind of like see the reflection of the door.
Gotcha. Also, just for safety's sake, because I'm still fucked up, he kind of has a moment of just like, and he goes ahead and second wins himself because fuck, I'm still beat up. Okay, 10 points. Love that. Great, back up to half health. Let's go. So yeah, he's gonna carefully step down on the floor, trying not to make basically any noise. And you said there's like a bedroom, so are there nightstands, or is it just like a singular like dresser?
It appears that there are 2 nightstands. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go over to, we'll say, the one on the left side of the bed first, and kind of rummage through that a little bit.
Yeah, the one on the left side of the bed has a few pieces of folded clothing in it that don't look like they've been moved in a long time. There's like a small lamp on top. Nothing special.
Okay. Do the same to the right, just for...
Yeah, you do the one on the right. The one on the right is more well-worn. It's interesting as well, as you look at the bed, the left side is pretty untouched, but the right side is very, like, it's kind of like sagging a little bit in the bottom of it. The difference between the 2 nightstands you notice is the one on the left has women's clothes, the one on the right has male clothes.
Okay. Okay. And then what else is in the room? There's the painting, the mirror, the bed, and the 2 nightstands. Is there a dresser or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a dresser. It's kind of like next to the mirror.
Yeah, I'll go and investigate that.
Yeah, it's similar to the nightstands, although this houses like the actual bulk of the clothing. 2 sides of it. The male side is used, crumpled, kind of like haphazardly tossed in there at times. The woman's side is pristine.
Gotcha. Yeah. He keeps looking back at the painting, just like confused by the weird mannerism of it, and kind of starts to put 2 and 2 together that possibly this is a late wife. And so he's kind of just standing at the painting, looking at it, and completely lost as to what to do. Like, he turns back toward the mirror and basically he's standing in position to where it's like, okay, maybe there's something I'm not seeing here. Like, he's trying to cock his head to see if it's like, maybe there's code on the parchment.
Yeah, you give a good inspection of the parchment on the painting. It looks to be painted on, and like you can't tell that there's any difference in it at all. But as you're standing in front of it, you kind of look back to the mirror, and the mirror is perfectly positioned to the point where you can see the painting in the mirror.
Yeah. Is there anything particular about the reflected image of it, or is it just...
You just see you standing in front of the painting. It's kind of like from where you are standing, you kind of like standing in front of the body of the woman.
Yeah.
That parchment's kind of like off to the side, almost.
Okay. Then in that case, I guess I'm just gonna try the door.
Okay, yeah. The door is unlocked.
Okay. Opens the door, double checks it for traps, because again, if somebody's using thieves' cant, it's all about a big job. I feel like that's paranoia central.
Yeah, roll perception or investigation.
Okay. 11.
11, yeah. You don't see any traps. As you kind of poke your head out of this doorway, immediately opposite you there is another door. To the right, the corridor continues on. And at the end of that corridor, you see a staircase that goes down. But just before that, in the room next to the room that you're in, there is another doorway.
Okay. I'll try the door across from me first.
That door is locked.
I'll try and pick it.
Go ahead and roll with your thieves' tools, baby.
Doke. Ooh. It's just roll plus proficiency, right?
Yeah, Dex plus proficiency should be it.
Okay. Then that would be. Wait, Dex and proficiency? I'm sorry. I'm so used to using sleight of hand for thieves' tools.
It's basically, as long as you're proficient in thieves' tools, it's the same thing.
Okay. Then that would be 24.
24. Yep, easy enough to do. You slide your picks in there, and the
Okay.
door unlocks.
I'm gonna push the door open, not entering. Like, I want to get a read of the room first before entering.
Yeah, you push the door open and look inside, and you see an office. This one is... it's fairly nice. There's that window on that crooked angle that looks over into the street. You see a large desk in the middle of it with a seat behind it. Some papers on the desk. Nothing that immediately jumps out at you.
Okay. I'll go and investigate the papers on the desk.
You go ahead and investigate the papers on the desk. You give a rummage through, and you see one that looks like two octagons. One is on the top half of the parchment, and one's on the bottom half of the parchment. And these octagons are kind of like lengthened in the middle. And you begin to pick out that what you're looking at is a map of the house.
Oh, neat.
Because you can see the room that you just came from and the room that you're in. And on that map, the room that you just came from and the room that you are in are both circled.
Okay.
Also, on the floor below you, the two rooms directly underneath of those rooms are also circled. And there is, on that bottom floor, all the way at the back of the house in the middle, there is a room that is circled.
Okay, so, and then the ones, so it's the one that I was in and the one that I'm now in, the ones directly below it.
Yep.
Below is in, like, floor down, right?
Yeah, floor down.
Okay, and then back of the house. Okay. And that, are there shapes in the other areas, or is it just blank and then circles in these areas?
You just see the circles in those areas.
Okay. I'll keep that on me and explore the room a little bit more. Check the drawers of the desk if there are any.
Yeah. So the desk is locked as well.
I'll go for it again.
Go ahead and roll your sleight of hand.
12.
12. Yeah, those drawers are not budging open.
Damn. Okay. Is there anything else in this room now that I'm actually in it, like toward the wall that I probably wouldn't able to see from standing outside?
Are you doing like a full, like, intricate sweep of the room, or are you just looking to see if anything stands out?
Yeah, now that I know it's circled, I'm going to do a sweep.
Okay, so you can roll perception, investigation, your choice.
Okay.
Thank you, Perception, for saving me from a pretty shit roll. 13.
13. So the real things of note here are the desk, right?
Okay.
The desk had the papers on it, and as you kind of like shuffle through the rest of them, the drawers are locked and they probably have stuff in them, but you can't get to them right now. But the thing that you notice about the top of the desk is that there is this like slit that goes all the way across the short side. So if the desk is long this way, it goes across the middle.
Okay. Interesting. Does it look like it functions on a hinge, or does it just look like there's just a cut in the table?
With an investigation of 13, it's difficult to say.
Okay. I think I'll feel around, like, where like legs usually go on like a bureau type desk. I'll feel around under the the lip of the desk
Mhm.
to see if there's any like hidden switch or anything just going on pure maybe.
Yeah, roll another investigation.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. 15.
15, yeah. You feel around under the lip, and there's nothing on the outside, so you make your way around through the inside, and you feel around on the lip under there. Nothing that you can, so you start making your way down the sides of the drawers. And all the way on the bottom drawer, on the underside of the right-hand side of the desk, you stick your fingers up there, and you feel a vacant space.
Okay. Vacant space. How likely am I to lose a finger to this? So it feels like a void in the desk.
Yeah, it just feels like an empty space where there is nothing there.
Okay. Can I use the tension rod from my lockpick to try and poke at it?
Sure. Roll a dex check.
Sure. Could I argue for sleight of hand?
Yeah, go on then. That's fine.
All right. Ooh. Wait, is that 13 or 18? It's an 18. Fuck. 18 plus 6, 24.
24.
Oh, I did my math bad earlier. It was 22. My bad.
For what?
The first lockpick.
Oh, dude, you should.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so we'll rewind that. Yeah, so you poke around with the tension rod on your lockpick, and you kind of make out that there is a space where the bottom of the drawer should be meeting the bottom part of the essentially cabinet that the drawer sits in. And it isn't, because there's a space in there where something should probably go. And you get the sense that if you unlocked that drawer, you could probably pull it out and see what was supposed to be in there.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna try that drawer one more time, just because. All right, I found a void.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your whatever I said. Sleight of hand.
Pretty please. Fuck, that's still an 11.
11. Yeah, you're not managing to budge open this. And like you, the places that you can reach with the tension rod is not far enough back into the drawer so that you know what's back there. You just suspect that there's something back there.
Okay. All right, I will circle back to that then, because clearly I'm not. I was able to get the door open, but fuck these drawers. So I will leave this room and just kind of leave it like half cracked. I'm not gonna shut it all the way, but I'm also not just gonna leave it ajar completely.
Sure. As you leave the room, you begin to hear sounds of commotion coming from down the stairs.
I'm gonna peek out around the corner, and I'm gonna go ahead and just pull my gun and kind of like line up, trying to stay out of sight.
Yeah, you roll stealth check for me.
Sure. Where the fuck? 13. I rolled a 4.
Yeah, peeking around the corner, you like slowly make your way along the wall, and you look over this banister that kind of coats the staircase, and you can see this Air Genasi man just cut through a rug that is being like held aloft by this tall, like top knot clad, armored, bulky guy who looks rough and kind of like he just got slapped across every surface of his face.
Got it.
And the two of them talk for a moment before moving towards directly underneath of where you are.
Okay. I'm gonna hold there for a little bit. just to see what they do. I know they're going into another circled room, so I'm gonna try and eavesdrop pretty much.
So the room that they are going into right now is not circled. It's a hallway that connects to a circled room.
Okay. Shit.
And there is another circled room that you wager as you're looking like down the banister to your left. There's a doorway that's almost against the front wall of the house.
Okay.
That's closed. They didn't go in that, but that was a circled room.
Okay. I'm gonna do my best to like tail and eavesdrop on them, see what's what, see what they know, what they don't know, and if they die.
Okay. How are you getting down from where you are quietly?
By walking on the wall.
Okay, so we're gonna keep that 13 stealth check.
Sure.
You walk down. You hear this faint and some more talking. Akan and Ulfgar, what are your passive perceptions?
I was just gonna say all of my passive senses are 12.
My passive perception is 13.
It's 13, so meets it, beats it.
Ooh.
So,
Thank goodness.
as you are walking along, you trigger this trap again, and you are actually facing the way that you came now, because you two are both like inspecting the hole in the wall and where it came from, and you just see a shape just move in the doorway.
Hakan, I think we have a visitor. Or I guess we're the visitors, but
Another visitor, or
it was a little hard to tell.
the squatter in this house, who's booby-trapped the whole thing, apparently.
Possibly, yes. Should we
Oh, what do you wanna
investigate?
do?
I hearing
Sure.
them chatter about me.
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 17.
Yeah, you hear it.
Okay, great. It's just there's just this quiet moment of shit.
Well, let's go meet our new friend.
Yeah, on guard. What did they look like? I didn't see anyone.
Would I have gotten anything from...
You just saw like a vague humanoid shape dressed darkly just pop in the doorway and then pop out.
Definitely humanoid. Dark clothes.
Yeah. And Ulfgar will start approaching,
Yeah, Akan will follow,
gripping his maul tightly.
gripping his rapier tightly.
Fuck. Okay. He's just immediate, like, knowing they're about to turn the corner, he's just got both of his hands up and he's just like, I swear to God, I'm not trying to kill you.
So as you guys turn the corner, Glitch, what do they see?
They see an Air Ganassi who looks completely desaturated for all intents and purposes. His hair kind of flowing back behind his head. And he's just like, I really was kind of just hoping you wouldn't notice me.
Hakan,
Oh.
you didn't tell me you had a brother.
Does he
and-
look anything like me? And I turn to him.
Well,
Ginny, but roll strong in you, huh?
what does he see as you guys walk through the doorway?
Akan barely looks like an Air Ganassi. Like, he basically just looks like a light-skinned human with really slim, sharp features. And the only indication that he's an Air Ganassi is that his skin kind of has this, I don't know how to put it. It's like there's like this cloudy roiling that's really subtle underneath it, and his hair has got that like white blue, slightly always blowing thing to it.
Hell yeah.
and Ulfgar is a 6'8" tall half orc, graying. He has black hair that's graying at the roots and pulled back into a top knot. He's got the underbite, and you can see on his left eye is scarred, and his eye is milky white. And he is adorned in black and gold armor with some green accents as well, like sea green. And he has a giant maul.
And I forgot to mention that Akan has this fancy ass coat on top of like really rough, like thief leathers, like in a video game, the leather armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
And-
match at all.
Even though it's a giant obvious part that I should have mentioned, I am holding a massive gun that seems way too advanced for, yeah, way too advanced for society in general.
Yeah, how common are guns in this world?
You as a sailor would have been privy to the occasional pistol or kind of like musket rifle style. You've seen a couple in your time. That is way different.
I see you carrying an interesting musket there.
That's a way to put it, yeah.
Ulfgar is going to put his maul with the hammer side down and kind of just lean on it.
Well, Akan, what are you thinking here?
I'm thinking that just because he has his hands up doesn't mean he's not dangerous. But then again, I suppose you would think the same of us. And Akan's going to sheath his rapier and just put his hands on his hips. So, are you also here for the... And he just makes a spiral motion with his hand.
And he like latches the gun onto like a fastener on his back, and he's like, yeah. And it's gone just swimmingly so far.
Yeah, you look really put together and great and not hurt at all.
Could say the same about your buddy.
It was a rug. Long story.
Tell anyone.
I don't
The
wanna
very
talk about
last
it.
thing, like, I didn't see this thing actually wrestling him at all, right? I only saw its like death moment, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Okay. Well, have you found anything of use? Because I've basically hit a dead end with everything I got.
Well, I was gonna say you look pretty useful, but I guess that may not be true.
I've been in 2 rooms, and then I heard you guys killing a rug.
It was really strong.
Yeah. Wrapped him up and everything. Although the Minotaur lady out there is pretty impressed.
She just let you... Oh, son of a bitch.
Klein,
Okay.
you are hearing a familiar voice now talk to the 2 new voices that you haven't heard yet. Should you opt to do anything?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Hey, you.
My hand is stuck. I've been trying to free my hand.
Okay, your hand is latched in there.
I just take my warhammer and I take the end of it to like lever it in there, and I just kind of let the weight of the warhammer head just like lever it open.
Roll a strength check.
Let's go. I'm not strong. Let's go. I rolled okay though. 13 plus 1, 14.
You are managing to get some leverage. If you want to try and wrestle your hand out, I will allow you to make a dex check to see how successful and how much damage you will take on your way getting it out. As these serrated
Sick.
bars like jamming into your arm.
Sick. Ayo. Good rolls. Thank God. 16 plus 3, 19.
19? Tight. You take 2 points of piercing damage as you feel like your skin begin ripping and like curling up into a little strip as you pry it out of these metal bars. And then as you do so, you hear it.
Well, is there anywhere to hide in this room?
Sure, there's under the big central table, or in the counters, or behind one of these dummies.
I'll hide behind the dummy that trapped.
Roll a stealth check.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this might be the first. Is this the first nat 20?
No, I don't
It's
think
not.
so. It's your first nat
Shit.
20.
My perception
nat
at the
20.
very beginning was a nat 20.
That's true. 23.
You do your best impression of a cactus. And meld into the back of this dummy. Yep. The other three of you may resume.
We heard the loud.
Oh, you did with your 17. Yeah, you did.
Okay. Okay. All right. And that's coming from the area like opposite on the stairs, right?
You wager it's coming from the open doorway through the hallway that your two new acquaintances just came from.
Okay. There a third one of you guys?
Is there a second one of you guys? You?
No.
Is there anyone else here besides you?
Yeah.
But you're not together.
No. In fact, he tried to screw me. Well, he just immediately like pulls his rifle again and like he gets in the ready position.
Oh boy. Yeah, tell me about this other one. Maybe they're in the house now.
Kid, tiefling, I think.
Has horns and a tail, and you're like, maybe a tiefling.
Like this tall, this tall, just kind of like gestures at the general height.
It's
Not wearing
Not-
shoes.
huh. Interesting crowd that this paper has attracted, huh?
Yeah.
And Khan's just kind of looking around, like, just trying to take in the fact that the three of us are so different from each other,
Mm-hmm.
and thinking about this kid. What do you
Well,
think?
let's go see if he
Yeah.
died.
Yeah, sure. Might be funny. Let's go have a look.
Okay, so you'll make your way through that open doorway, and you see a large open workshop. There's a big central table with a vice inside of it with half-completed wooden projects on it. A long, thick counter that has tools and various like bits and bobs that display different woodworking skills and techniques that are half discarded and old. And towards the left of the room, kind of as you come around and it's like behind the edge of, or the final corner of that hallway, there are two wooden training dummies. One
Trying
of
to make a
which-
mental note of this. Is this another one of the circled rooms?
Yes, it would be.
Okay.
The training dummy on the right has a like, I guess, a long pin or stick to simulate an arm sticking out of it that has like a bear trap encased around the pole. Just that one.
Anyone in here dead? I assume that answer is either you don't want to answer or you're dead. And he kind of nudges the door, just to, like, get it to swing all the way around to, like, hit the opposite wall.
Yeah, that door is
Or the same wall, I guess.
Yeah, so that door is not... How do I describe it? It's kind of like, if you're looking at it on the map, it's like a... you know, like a little thing like that, where this is the door and this is the alcove that you guys are in. So you swing it around and it kind of, like, hits, I don't know, 3 feet in front of the dummy on the left.
Yeah, he was basically just trying to make sure there was nobody behind the door.
Yeah. There's no one behind the door.
Okay. All right. I will basically high step through the threshold of the door, just automatic training of like and tripwire and.
Yep. No tripwire.
Great. And he kind of looks back and he's like, "You two coming or?"
Do you see any rugs in there?
Do I see any rugs in
No
here?
rugs in there.
No. There are training dummies, though.
Okay.
Ulfgar will walk in.
By the way, lad, my name is Ulfgar. Glad to meet your acquaintance.
My friends call me Jump.
Jump. I just go by Akan, which is my actual name. Unless Jump is your actual name.
We can go with that, sure.
I like it. Sure. Why am I less afraid of these training dummies than I am of rugs now? And Akan will step in as well.
He kind of like, as he says that, he like looks back over to the one with the giant bear trap like collapsed around an arm. It's like, honestly, that's I don't know. And so he kind of starts walking in, like scoping out the room, pretty much.
Yeah.
Getting a once over of everything.
Klein, what did you do with the papers that you were holding?
I kept them.
Okay. Sweet.
Do I need to roll anything for the once over of the room?
Sure, you can roll perception or investigation, your choice.
Okay. Fuck. 11.
11. Nothing strikes you as out of the ordinary except for that wooden dummy.
Okay. I'll kind of like walk up to it and, you know, get like kind of cock my head at it and tap one of the things to make it spin.
Okay. You tap one of the things to make it spin. Klein, you feel a boom on the side of your head.
Wait, so I tap it and it just comes to a dead stop?
It like moves about, I don't know, 40 degrees before it boom. Looks like it. Either there's something in the middle of it that snapped or it hit something behind it.
Kind of, I assume it kind of like ricochets back a little bit from making impact, so he kind of taps it again.
The same thing happens again.
I smack the arm so it smacks into him as he leans in. And then before he could recover from that, I just grab him and I just Klein will hurt you more.
I'm not trying to hurt you.
Khan draws his weapon.
Not trying to hurt me. You teleported behind me and put a hand over my mouth.
I didn't know it was you.
You seemed to know it was me.
I figured that out after I grabbed you.
You didn't. You were grabbing strangers. This man grabs strangers, I say to the two of them.
You were a stranger perched. You were a stranger perched on a roof.
That's my business.
It's my business if you're trying to kill me.
I wasn't. Why would you assume I was trying to kill you just because I was on a roof? Do people try and kill you all the time?
Yeah, kinda.
Oh, you are a bad person if people try to kill you all the time.
As this is happening, I'm just gonna say, Ulfgar, if you had to pick, which one would you save?
Neither of them.
Yeah, me neither.
Guten Tag.
So I guess I have to save both of them. Hey, stop it.
Why? Why?
I don't know. I think we're all here for the same thing.
I don't know what he wants. He didn't tell me anything. He said he was here for a job, and then he teleported away to break in.
What is a child doing here?
I am here to steal things.
Ah,
That makes so much more sense.
that makes 4 of us, I think.
Okay, so you're here to steal things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use your words. So that like punch you slightly in like the kidney and let go of you.
We're all here because we followed some crazy code about meeting on Torm Street, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look for light, big job, prove yourself.
All right.
And pose.
That's the
Why
one.
does these two look like they're knocking on door of death? Well, I know why he is.
I don't want to talk about it.
They fought a
Oh.
rug.
Right.
What?
That's what they said.
Oh.
It was a strong rug.
Really strong.
Dwarven
Glad they
made.
did not step on the rug in the foyer.
Oh, you almost stepped on the rug?
Mhm.
Yeah, good call, not stepping on that rug. You would have ended up like him. Or worse.
Oh.
You could have left a note or something. Like, seriously.
Well, I did not know the rug was special. I just did not step on it. And now, in hindsight, I'm glad I did not step on it.
You gonna let go of that guy, or you know?
He
Oh,
let
no,
go
I let
already.
go of him. I let go of him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of look over at the training dummy in the bear trap, and I just go, "Did you do that?"
Holds up my arm with like scratches. Just... Da.
Okay.
That's not German.
What did you
So-
do
Huh?
to make it
That's
do
Russian.
that?
That's Russian. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. It's yeah,
Ja.
Jim. Yeah. Not da. Yeah. Yeah.
What did you do to make it do that?
Oh, do you want me to show you?
Sure.
Okay. I take your hand and I put it over the arm.
No, I think if he grabs my arm, I'm immediately like, no.
You said you wanted to show you. Do you
Yeah, but
want
I
a
didn't want.
verbal explanation.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, there's some sort of thing with them, like mechanism or puzzle or something. I pull the paper out. And apparently, if you get it wrong, nasty teeth.
Gotcha. I kind of like cock my head looking at the paper. Is there anything to discern from it other than the fact that there are 6 things?
Yeah, so you look at the papers, and there are 2 pieces of paper. One of them dictates how to build one of these things, but it does not include any internal mechanisms for
Okay.
bear trap-like things.
Yeah.
The other thing that you look at is basically a martial arts routine that shows how to hit the dummy in a specific way to get it to come back.
Okay. Does there appear to be an order to hit the things, or is it just like specific strikes to get it to like make return on any of them?
Roll an intelligence check. Intelligence or wisdom?
Go for wisdom, because at least that's a +1.
Hey, 16.
16. Yeah, you kind of begin going over the script of the movements, and you can kind of follow it along. And as you do so, you note that the first hit is on the middle left pole. And this young tiefling person appears to have tried to pull out the top right one, which is the fourth step. So if you do the middle left one first, that would follow. That's the first one that you hit in that order. And then it's like the top left, and then the bottom right, top right, bottom left, middle right.
Okay. Does it seem like we could possibly reset the bear trap? Because obviously I can't get to the middle, the one that was triggered.
Yeah, the one that was triggered is the top right one. That's not the first one on the system.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and reset that trap first because
Sure.
I need to be able to get to the other ones.
Are you proficient in Tinkerer's tools?
I am not.
Then it will be a straight intelligence roll.
Fun. 4.
Yeah, you try and screw around with it, and it's not going back.
Kind of looks over at the big guy and goes, "You think you should break this part off? Try not to hit that piece, but just, you know, the bear trap. You think you can?"
I can certainly try.
And he'll take out his maul and take a swing.
Guidance.
Yeah, go ahead and just roll your damage.
You still have bardic inspiration. How long does it last?
10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's been.
It's probably pushing it.
Yeah.
Might be your last
Bart-
chance.
Does bardic inspiration influence damage though?
It doesn't. It would
Oh,
influence
that's
an
just
attack roll,
attackers.
but I'm just going to give you the attack
Right.
roll.
9 damage.
Okay. So the way that this dummy works is there's a bottom section with 2 outwards protruding poles, and the middle section has the 2 outwards protruding, and the top section is outwards protruding. The one outwards protruding pole in the top section has that cage over, and in essence, you put your hand on the top middle section and go, boom, and it fully snaps off, taking half the top half with it. And you can see, kind of briefly, how it would have worked had the key still been functional. How, like, as you look in, you can see the hollow inside of the top cylinder, and how there's a bear trap poised to snap out if the, like, outwards pole is pulled too early, and it's based on a multiple pulley and lever system. And you also have to rotate it in a specific way to pull it out. However, now that you've completely demolished the top half of it, you are unsure if this trap will function again.
Well, let's try the order. So I get...
You go for the middle left, and you go ahead and try and twist it, and you pull, and there's a moment of hesitation before you do so, but you steel yourself, and you pull it out, and nothing happens. You now have the bowl in your hand, and it's there.
All right. I'll go for the second one.
Okay, so you do the second, and the same thing happens. The third, and the same thing happens. There is no fourth. And you're like, huh. Do you go for the fifth?
I want to see if there's something that I could possibly trigger with the fourth. Like, to see if there's anything I can just kind of, like, fiddle with to, like, get it to...
Like, tug a rope inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll intelligence one more time.
So good at this. Oh, actually,
So
16.
glad we all used int as our dump stat.
Yep.
Yeah, you look in, and it's beyond your level of comprehension now that it's kind of twisted about. It'll probably work.
Fuck it.
Yeah, you just basically go in and you lift a string, and that's it. Like, you just tug it a little bit and nothing happens. You're like, okay. And you go to the 5th one and you pull it out and nothing happens. And then you go to the
All right,
6th
sick.
one, which is the middle right one, and you pull it out. And then there's a faint slot in the middle cylinder, and the central cylinder in the middle, that just kind of... And in that hole that it leaves open, there is an image. It's... The best way that I can describe it is it's like a snail crawling around a rock in tandem with another snail.
Okay. Is it inscribed in there, or is this an image we can remove?
No, it looks like it's inscribed in there.
Okay. Anyone got an idea what 2 snails going around a rock could mean?
This person
Ring
really
around
likes
Rosie.
spirals. That's all I can say.
What did you say, Cryo?
Ring around Rosie.
Is there anything that vaguely resembles a rock in this room?
No, not specifically.
Cool. Are there any snails?
You're pretty confident there are no snails.
Fuck. And I've removed all the pulls from all of these, so
Yeah.
the spinning mechanism's not really gonna go.
Klein, what's your passive perception?
14.
You see a faint, very faint flash of light from within his pack.
My pack?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Lean it. Or no, I'm not getting your attention. While you
Oh,
do that.
I thought you went like
Lean to
this.
get your pack. No, I was like him. Like, I was like
Oh, okay.
questioning. I just lean into the pack to like look at what's in there.
So you're trying to pry into it?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand check.
Let's go.
Uh-oh.
I can do like 2 things. This is one of them.
Let's go.
18.
18. Yeah, you fiddle around in there and you pull out a piece of paper that looks like it has 2 stretched octagons on it, with some, well, essentially it's blueprints. 5 rooms are circled, and in one of those circles there is a picture of a rock with 2 snails on it next to the number 3.
Oh.
Look at it. And I just hand it casually to him, not mentioning that I pulled it out of his pack.
He has a moment of just like, oh, thanks. Wait. Oh. Magic paper. Yeah, that. Okay. I guess that means we win this room?
Oh,
kinda turns it
there
over.
are many puzzles in many rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Too much to
Fine,
hope for
that's
gold
not
to
my
rain
case.
down from the ceiling now, right?
One would hope. I
Yeah.
don't think this is the
I
job,
thought-
though.
A door would
No.
open or something. I assume the job would probably be to solve puzzles and then take whatever is hidden. Not just solve puzzles and for the sake of it.
Fair.
I have an idea that this is a lot bigger than this house. Just a feeling.
What, like this street?
Come on.
It's like
No one
the
gives people
neighborhood?
no one gives people to run around like this for a small-time job like a street or a neighborhood.
The city.
Kind of just nod
Oh.
slowly. Hmm.
Stand up, and I'm like, okay, then next spot we gotta go, and he points to the other one on this floor.
So there are two on this floor. They are in the room immediately to the left of you, and in the room that was adjacent to the foyer.
We'll go to the nearest one.
Okay, so you exit out of this room and you walk up towards the next closed door. It is unlocked.
Okay.
You go ahead and peek in, and you look in to see a very nice dining room with a long table with 8 chairs tucked around it. But realistically, one of them is kind of like moved out of the way, and it's moved more out of the way than as if someone were to just sit on it. It's like moved like kind of a decent
Like it's
way
been
out.
removed from the table, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Aside from that, behind that space, there is a back wall with a door in it. And where that wall meets the next one, the next wall on your left, there is another doorway. And in between that doorway and the one that you just came from, there is a large painting sitting on the wall. It's maybe 10 by 10 feet.
Is it a similar painting to the one that was in the bedroom?
This one depicts the same woman sitting on a stool or something. And behind her stands a strong and tall, blue-skinned tiefling man with bright smile, joyful eyes, curled horns, and they're both wearing like very nice, well-put-together clothes. You look on his hand as it's displayed over her shoulder, and you do see a wedding ring there. Roll a perception check for me.
Sure. That's a 15.
15, yeah. The other things that you notice, her hands are perhaps not as blunt and brutish as a vast majority of stereotypical dwarves would be. It appears that whatever she does is not a physical thing. His, however, you see the knuckles are almost like half, they're very thin, they're half torn away, and his muscles are sharp. He wears multiple rings on each of his fingers, and he's fairly well built.
Gotcha.
The other thing that you notice as you're examining this painting is on the bottom border, on the underside, there are 4 slots. And underneath of each one, there is this, like, a little kind of jutting out circle.
Okay. I'll go ahead and approach that painting and try and get a better look at the slots.
Yeah, you see each slot is about that wide.
Okay.
And each one displays a picture or half of a picture. One of them... Where's my fucking sheet? So the first one currently is is basically allocating what is essentially like a semicircle with a point on the end of it and then 2 lines out the bottom. The one over to it is kind of like it basically looks like a wonky scales. The third one is like a tower with like these hooks on the top of it, and the fourth one is kind of split between 2 things. The first is kind of like this. You kind of see like half of a circle with some kind of scrolling in it, and the other half of it on the left-hand side is you just managed to catch the end of what appears to be the tail of a snail and the shell crawling up a rock.
Okay. Well, I think I figured out what we're looking at with the snail image. And he points to the last one. He's like, that kind of looks like this. But we're missing half the image.
I should point
So
out
maybe
that's
there's
like
something-
indented into the bottom border, and the ring, like that I
Yeah.
was describing earlier, sticks out of the bottom of the border. It's almost like you could spin it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and dial that one to see if maybe I can spin the image to look complete.
Yeah, you dial that one, which is the fourth key, and you dial it around, and the snail picture is there.
Yeah. And it said 3. Did I have to spin it 3 times or something, or is there any indication to that yet as to what 3 means?
You could try and spin it 3 times. Alternatively, it could mean the third picture, like the third wheel.
Okay. I'll leave that for now. Okay. I guess we've got more to find then. Because this image is sort of complete, but it doesn't really feel like it's clicking in. And he does spin it 3 times before, if it doesn't do anything, he just resets it back to at least having the image complete.
Yeah, you spin it 3 times and nothing happens.
Yeah. Okay. He looks over at the chair. I'm gonna go and investigate it, see if it's maybe sitting on a pressure plate or
Yeah,
If
go
it-
ahead and roll investigation check.
sure. Really should have kept my int higher, but let's go. That's a 19.
19, yeah.
Shout out flat int.
So this chair does not appear to be sitting on a pressure plate or trapped in any way. The only interesting thing that you get here are scuff marks on the floor where the chair used to sit, probably, but they don't follow the floor to where the chair is now. The chair was not dragged from where it is to where it is now. Instead, it appears like that something is continually put into and taken out from the position where the chair was.
Okay. Are the scuff marks roughly the size of a chair?
They're a little wider than the legs.
Okay. Hey guys. And he kind of like gestures at the scuff marks. Any idea? And he picks up the chair and like moves it to set it to show that like it's a little wider than the actual chair. I don't think that goes there. But I have no idea what does.
A bigger chair.
Evidently. Maybe if we go to some other rooms, we'd be able to find more context.
Maybe.
Because by itself, this room makes no sense. There's the snail thing and the snail thing, and that's kind of it so far.
Can I
Well,
go through the
there's-
room?
All right. Well, there's 2 upstairs and 1 on the other side of the stairs.
Klein votes downstairs.
Okay. And we'll go to the other circled room.
Okay. You just follow the path that you came from. You go out of that doorway, through the hall, back into the foyer, and you take a left towards that door. That door is also unlocked. And you peer in, and you see what is essentially like a cross between a meeting room and a library. In the middle of the room, there is a wide desk, and on the opposite side, you see 1 chair. And on the side closest to you, you see 2 chairs, all facing in. There appears to be some stuff on the desk, and then behind the desk, there is an erected bookshelf that sits floor to ceiling, and then behind it, flush against the wall, another one, and then adjacent to that, or perpendicular to that, 2 more that go up and down.
Okay.
The other thing that you notice as you go in, that large window on the crooked corner, and a coat rack thing, like a coat hanger, that has like a long jacket on it.
Rummage through the pockets of the jacket.
Okay, you go out and touch the jacket. and the jacket kind of twitches for a second, and you look and see a head just spin around to look at you. It's this like yellowish gray, gnarled face with these dark orange eyes that look directly towards you.
Jumping back, jumping back, jumping back.
Let's all roll initiative.
Yay!
Oh boy.
Hey, let's go.
Hey, Cryo.
Yeah.
What's one of my favorite quotes?
You can't make this up, guys.
The big
One!
One. I rolled a 1.
All right. So 25 to 20. 20 to 15. Oh, you got 22? 22. So 22 for Klein.
Oh, I mean, it's not a 1, it's a 3. Because I rolled a.
Mine's
I
a
rolled nat
4.
one. Yeah, so I rolled I have a 3.
Okay, so Ulfgar, what'd you get?
17.
Okay, so Ulfgar got a 17. Akan got a 4.
A 3.
A 3?
I rolled a nat 1.
Shit, dude. And Jump got a 2?
4.
4. Jump got a 4. Okay. Okay. So, starting top of the initiative is Klein. You see this thing turn, and is about to go and lunge straight for your first Air Genasi's face.
Huh. And just kind of like, and I will. I'll chew. Actually, I'll hit it with a chill touch.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
That's 18 plus 10.
That hits.
20. Gonna take, where are my 8d8s? 2 and 6. It's gonna take 8 points of necrotic.
8 points of necrotic damage. Yeah, as you go out and reach your hand out, and the describe to me how your chill touch works.
Oh, Klein just reaches his hand up and kind of clenches his fist, and you watch just like a ghostly version of their hand appear and just grab into whatever their target is. Like, it doesn't claw or rip, it's almost like a ghost hand reaches into your chest and just grabs your heart.
Yeah, awesome. So as you just pass the hand through, the rest of you watch this like ghostly hand just tense up at the wrist. You can't see the hand because it's inside the creature, but it tenses. And you watch as the creature kind of like begins shivering and tensing up, and then drops to the ground. And you watch as that cloak form kind of unfurls as it has these 2 large wings and spiked tail as it's about to come straight for you guys. Anything else from Klein?
Klein is going to spend I'm going to bonus action Shield of Faith.
Hell yeah.
Bump my AC up to 20.
Good shout.
And I will make sure I'm at the back of the group away from this creature.
Yeah, you back up towards the staircase. Ulfgar, it's now your turn.
Ulfgar begins walking towards this thing. And as he does so, you can see water begin to envelop and surround his body as he casts Shield of Faith on himself. And as he approaches, he is going to strike with his maul.
Hell yeah.
Nat 20.
Nat 20!
Let's go!
This is your
20.
recompense for the rug.
Oh, shit.
And, of course, I gotta throw a Divine Smite on top of that.
Yes, you do.
Let's see.
Not 20.
Do you want double dice or double?
That's up
Or
to
it
you.
doesn't
You
matter.
can double the dice, or you can double the damage that's rolled.
Okay, I like rolling more. So that is 15 bludgeoning.
Ooh.
And I forget, do you double smite too or no?
Yeah. Yeah, it's dice damage, bro. Double everything but the modifier.
Cool. 15 radiant damage. Also, the maul does 2 more damage. So
Okay. So
and as he casts this divine smite, you begin to see water envelop his maul as well, and you can see that there is the water is kind of forming into an anchor as he smashes it down on top of this creature.
hell yeah. As you basically just walk up, pushing through your new associates, kind of like clutching within to yourself and muttering, the water begins to envelop you, and you just bring up the maul and smash it down on this kind of like very low, it's not very tall in and of itself, but wide creature. And as you crack down on the back, like you feel the vertebrae begin to crack and splinter inwards as this like high-pitched screech echoes throughout this empty chamber of the house. And as you impact, there's a bright flash of light, and the force of an anchor, the spectral anchor, just shatters down on it. As you pull back, the creature is half like you may as well have broken its spine just then.
Cool. And I still have one more attack. I don't think that's gonna hit though. Just an 8.
8 does not hit, unfortunately.
Yeah, I figured.
That's fucking hell, dude. Good job. Okay.
Oh, actually, I have savage attacks. Can I add that still?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you score a critical, roll one of the weapons die 1 additional time.
Yeah, that is not doubled though. That's just an extra like buff thing.
That's 6 damage.
Another 6 damage. Fucking shitballs, dude. All right. Following that, Jump. You are up.
All right. Am I in this thing's range?
Currently, yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna pull out my gun, level the muzzle right at the thing's mouth, and pull the trigger.
Fuck yeah. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Alrighty. That is a 14.
14 just hits. 14 is the armor
Let's
class of this creature.
go. Okay. So that's 2d10. So that is 11 piercing damage, and technically he's an Elfgar's another enemy of the creature, so that's sneak attack damage for an additional 5.
5 points damage. Yeah, this thing is looking very rough as you bits of black ooze just spatter among the stone tiles of this floor. It's moving, but not by much.
And then I will use my bonus action to manifest my echo. It basically, like, in simplest, it seems like it just kind of like booms out of me. Like, literally my shape just kind of booshes backwards.
Mm-hmm. Tight. And you're manifesting it behind the thing or behind you?
Behind me.
Got you. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
That'll be it.
Okay, Akan, do me a favor and roll a d20, because I also rolled a natural 1.
Sure.
And we're just deciding who goes first.
4.
Roll
Natural
again.
4.
That's not fucking funny. Roll again.
14 natural.
Okay. You go first, unfortunately. This is a CR8 monster, you guys. Couldn't fucking beat a CR2 rug, but when it comes to a CR8 monster, I can't even get an attack off. That's fun.
That's how Cryo feels.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast second level dissonant whispers.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna flavor it like a vicious mockery. So this creature is gonna hear in its head, "I've fought carpets tougher than you."
Yeah. Okay. So you speak it out loud, and the rest of you hear as these whispers of "I feel carpets harder than you" go straight out towards the thing. What save is that?
16, wisdom.
16 wisdom. That is a 3.
Alrighty, so that'll be 4d6.
Should have buffed this creature.
6.
Action economy sucks
2.
dick when you're a solo enemy.
So 14. That is really good. That's 20 psychic damage.
How do you want to do this?
Let's go.
I didn't want to be the one to do it, but okay. So, yeah, he just steps up after Ulfgar's broken this thing's back, and Jump has just blown its jaw off.
Mm-hmm.
And Akan just steps up and just goes, "Yeah, I fought carpets tougher than you."
Like, not even he's sure about what he's saying.
Yeah. Is you,
With that, it
The uncertainty makes
gets
it more
into the creature's head, and well, I'll let Equa decide how the creature handles that.
As you look at this creature, you kind of ascertain what it does. It is this long, flowing, kind of disguised creature, and you gather that it has these wings, but they don't really have very many bones in them. They're more just like flapping sheets of flesh. You kind of get the sense, if this thing would have gotten an attack off, it probably would have tried to smother the thing that did the most damage to it, meaning that Ulfgar would have had pretty strict deja vu just then. And you recognize this and walk up and let loose this insult, knowing how deep of a chord it will strike with this thing. As you watch it look up, and those like hooked tips of the wings just pull up to its face, and it just begins ripping its own eyes out at the shame of what you've just inflicted onto it. You watch his teeth fall out, and like this sludgy, gloopy, glorpy schlorpiness just piles onto the floor before coalescing in a pile of black sludge that drips out from it, and it just remains motionless. It does not disappear. It's there, but it's dead. I really like that monster too. Oh well.
Hey, Jump. That was you, right?
That woke it up. Yeah.
When you shot it in the face, that's what caused that, right? Nope, that could not have been me. Good.
No, it's still kicking.
I'm just gonna turn to
And he
Ulfgar.
reaches into the pockets.
Yeah, there are no pockets on this thing. It's just a creature.
Fuck.
Just gonna turn to Ulfgar. That was gonna be another carpet.
Well, I'm glad we killed that damn thing. Wait, am I allowed to kill things?
I'll just kind of look up.
Klein thought it was cool.
Are you seeking an answer?
Not necessarily.
You get no
That
answer.
was
back.
great. Let's kill another one.
I don't think there is another one.
Ooh. Just from the back of the group.
Fucking
Well,
rehooks the gun. He's like, all right.
the room is yours.
Cool.
I'm gonna look around.
Yeah, let's explore.
Yeah, you walk inside and you see those features that I previously presented to you. Whoever is handling the charge can roll a perception or investigation check.
It's either me or Klein. We're both pretty step forward. I
have
guess
a
I
plus
have them.
4 to perception.
I also guess I have the map. So let me. I'll go for it.
You can do it with advantage of being aided by your compatriots.
I like that.
Okay, so
Okay, that's 16 plus 7, 23.
Okay, so you look towards the desk because the desk does have things on it, and you open it to see another thing of papers. The one piece of parchment that stands out to you is this, and I will put it towards the Discord chat as well. This strikes your interest because it is that and that alone. There is nothing else on this piece of paper except for that, where everything else is orders of written business and like a catalogue of the books in this kind of like small library.
Gotcha.
While you're looking at that, we'll say, Klein, you look through those bookshelves, and you note a few things. First of all, every bookshelf is lettered, sectioned, and numbered. Starting on the left with section A, the back wall is section B, on the right is section C, and then the like middle central bookcase, the back side is D and the front side is E. Within those, they have section 1, 2, 3, etc. And every book has a number on it. The first book has the number 1, starting in A11. And the last book in E630 is 200. And every book from here to there goes in ascending order.
So, what number is the end of section A?
In section A,
like, is it split perfectly in fifths? So it's like A40?
They are perfectly in fifths, yes. It would be A40. It would be book
Okay,
number 40.
yeah. Sick. Klein shouts, doesn't shout, but like says this information out loud.
So, gang,
All right.
what's our
Yeah.
thoughts?
This is very reminiscent of a clock. Are there any symbols around this room that look like any of these things on the parchment?
What was your perception check again? Remind me.
It was 23.
23? No, you don't see anything that resembles a clock in here. My drawings are shitty, but these do appear to be drawings of shields.
Are there any shields that look like?
There are also not any shields.
Fuck. All right. Keep that one for later then.
But you're right, they do resemble clocks.
Let me just double check. This parchment is on the desk.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Yeah. Jump kind of looks and he's just like, bunch of shield-looking things, got markings on them at certain points, but obviously those aren't here.
Markings, as in what?
He turns the parchment toward him, and it's like it does just kind of look like clock hands.
Yeah, like hands of a clock. So, what about the images on each of these so-called shield things? There's that lion's head over there. There's what looks like a pinwheel.
Yeah.
An eye.
Yep.
And what is that? Is that just a checkerboard or
your guess is as good as mine? Klein, you said you got numbers?
Yeah.
Got it.
A1, A40, B1, like goes through each section, pointing them out.
Yeah, so the book in A11 would be book number 1. The book in A6, whatever I said it was, is book number 40. So the book in B11 is book number 41.
Gotcha.
Klein is going to look at the sort of shields that we all have. So there's like the checkerboard or the kite for the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the lion,
Shuriken.
the shuriken. What time would the shuriken be at? It looks like it'd be at 4:30.
Yep, 4:30.
Is that accurate?
Yep.
I'm gonna go grab book A4 and A30. See if there's any correlation.
So you're going to grab book number 4 and book number 30?
Yeah, from section A.
Okay, so they are both in section A. You grab book number 4 and book number 30. You go ahead and flip them open. Book number 4 appears to be a cookbook.
Nice.
And you give it a brief look through, and nothing strikes you as anything odd.
I rip out a good recipe if I find one.
Yeah, there's a real nice recipe for chili in there that you just.
Oh, yeah.
And book number 30. You go ahead and pull out. And it is a book on the Underdark and the residents that live there. Nothing strikes you as out of the ordinary for this book.
Klein kind of like leans back. Klein's idea may have been wrong.
Okay.
But why that one in particular? Could you have looked for... I mean, which image did you use? Was it the third one there?
The one that looked like an A. Points at the shuriken. The shield's shaped that way.
Or maybe if you look for the A section books for each of those times, maybe one pair is gonna mean something.
I will do that.
Okay. So you look for each of those in section A.
Yeah.
Isn't the first one impossible because it goes to 9? Well, I guess you could
8.
grab 9 and...
The first one isn't 9. It would, or I guess it would be at 9. It's a little below, so it wouldn't make sense.
It's just to differentiate the difference between that and the line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So yeah, so 9:25 or no? Yeah, 9:20.
9:20.
Yeah, 9:20.
Okay, so you start pulling books out of section A, and each book that you pull does not scream to you. It appears that what you're doing by looking at the individual hands is not working.
Got it. Klein eventually is just like puts some of the books away and is just like,
And none of these symbols seem to appear anywhere in the room. Like, even if they're not shields, like the lion, the kite-looking thing.
They don't appear anywhere that you can see in the room, no.
Okay.
They could be in a random book somewhere in theory.
Yeah.
But how much time do you have to go through 200 books?
Yep. Nine is the tough one, because I was gonna say, like, he originally said that it was like a decimal system, like 1 dash something.
Mm.
And the 9 is the only one that's completely unachievable because the rows go to 6.
Yep.
Damn.
So I'll point out here, the sections on the bookshelves don't only go to 6, if that's what you're saying. Let's say there are...
Yeah, there are 40 books in each section.
Yeah. So let's say there are,
Okay.
I don't know, a bunch of sections in each... How do I describe this? So there are 5 total bookshelves, essentially, right?
Yes.
And there are a number of sections in those bookshelves. And then there are books in those sections. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And those sections do exceed 6.
Okay. There's 5 shelves, so lining these up with the symbols wouldn't even really help. Less. So can I... Let's say I go to each section and grab 920, for like 9-20 from each of them.
Okay. So you go to each section, and there aren't enough books for 20 in section 9 of each of them.
Gotcha.
Let me math it out real quick. 200 books divided by fucking 5 is 40, and then divide that by 9 sections is whatever it is.
36.
Yeah.
No.
Whatever. So they vary a little bit depending on the section, but there are definitely not enough for 20 books.
Okay. Fuck.
Mr. DM,
Mm-hmm.
we're all dumb. Can one of us make some kind of roll with a stat that's not int that could potentially give us some kind of hint?
Sure, someone could roll a wisdom check.
Okay. I'll try it. I rolled 1. Klein's not
Fuck.
helping here.
Does anyone else want to roll?
Sure. Let's turn on the old street smarts. Come on, stupid riddles that we played as kids.
It sucks. Our one smart character is MIA right now.
Oh, Grace's character isn't
Yeah.
that smart.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, God.
Damn, you guys, we'll be here all day.
Maybe we try another room and then we come back to this one.
On to the third room.
Time to go upstairs.
Okay. So you leave this room as is and go back up the stairs. As you go, how's everyone climb the stairs?
Have what?
How do you climb the
Climb.
stairs?
Carefully.
Last. That's how I climb the stairs.
Okay, so he says carefully. So, jump.
Yeah.
You're attempting to climb carefully, so
Uh-huh.
you go very slowly, tiptoeing along, and you grab the banister
Fuck.
to hold yourself as you carefully go up the stairs.
Uh-huh.
And as you do so, you feel a click, 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 as the stairs, which are horizontal, go boom, and tilt 45 degrees down.
I got sticky feet.
Everyone but him, make a dex check for me.
Do you want a check or a save?
Just a check is fine.
Darn.
5.
16.
3.
Okay, so Akan, not all the width of the stairs go. Some of the outward sections stay horizontal. So you manage to just, hop on over Nothing done. But the other two of you manage to get your feet caught, and you both slide down back into the foyer, about to where the rug would have been if it was still alive.
Oh.
Klein just whee slide. Just slide to a stop, still standing up. Again. They kind of run up the flat stairs, then slide back down.
I see that's how that trap was supposed to work.
Hey, kid, I think you owe my friend a bit of thanks here.
Why?
That's where the rug was.
Oh. Okay, but why would I thank him for that?
Ah, never mind.
Okay, don't touch the banister. It's just like, just hands up the stairs.
Yes, you guys make your way back up the stairs towards the right to those two rooms. So you can either go into the bedroom or into the office.
Let's try the bedroom again.
Okay, you go into the bedroom, and inside the bedroom, there is that bed, and next to it the two nightstands. As you walk in, on the left there is the painting of the woman holding the piece of parchment, and directly opposite of it is the mirror. Next to the mirror is the dresser.
Gotcha. Okay. Jump stands there and he's like, okay, I've been in here before. Nightstand doesn't really have much. My best guess is that the wife died because her stuff hasn't really been touched. Guy's stuff has. And this lady's holding the parchment weird.
Uh-huh. Are there any of those symbols from the library in this room?
There are not.
Fuck.
Okay, good to know.
Are there any snails?
symbols from the dining room painting in this room?
Not that you could see, but the woman is the same woman.
What's on her parchment?
You can't see it. Whatever she's reading, she's like angled kind of towards the painter, and whatever is on the parchment, it's facing her.
Got it. Take the painting off the wall.
Yeah, I'm just gonna flip it around.
You take the painting off the wall, and you flip it around. There's nothing on the painting itself, but Klein, you notice as he does this, and it's very slight because he's not moving distinctly. As he does this, the mirror just ever so faintly shifts and rotates. Almost like it's tracking the painting.
I stop him.
Yeah.
That I adjust the painting in his hands and watch the mirror as I do it.
Yeah, so as you rotate it directly in place, the mirror doesn't move. But as you walk forwards and backwards, the mirror shifts to watch you.
Point. Point.
Huh.
So that everybody looks, and then I just jump a little, so that as he like stumbles, the mirror moves.
Somebody grab that mirror. No, not the mirror. I just kind of he goes to like the absolute excess of the wall. Like he is taking the angle as far as he possibly can. Is the perspective in the painting changing in the mirror's reflection?
Nope.
Okay.
The surroundings change, but if one thing is consistent, the way the painting is angled in the mirror is exactly the same.
Okay. Wait, so the surroundings change? Like, it's just reflecting a different part of the room?
Yeah, like it's just...
Or...
So, yeah.
Okay. Painting is absolutely consistent. Okay. What happens if I just, like, completely flip the painting from its perspective? Like, it's just the back of the painting.
The mirror stays tracking it. The picture flips to the back in the mirror.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so it's focused on the object. Got it. Okay.
yeah, but you remember when you were in here before, you could get in the way of it and the painting
Yeah.
because you were standing in between them.
Yeah. Okay. Can we see anything in the reflection that doesn't seem to be in the surrounding area? Like, is there an inconsistency between the actual room and what's shown in the mirror?
It doesn't look like it. It just... That mirror just is always looking at the painting.
Okay.
And you can see the painting in the mirror.
I'm going to stand between the painting and the mirror and just look at the mirror.
Yeah.
Do I just see myself?
You see yourself standing in front of the painting. Where you are currently, you're kind of like to the side of that woman. And you can kind of like, as you look forward into the mirror, you can see her holding that piece of parchment.
I'm going to reach my hand out to grab the parchment in the reflection.
You reach your hand out to grab the parchment, and you squeeze your fingers and pull it up, and the rest of you watch as the parchment in the painting moves with it. And all of a sudden, as he pulls it out of the frame, it materializes into his fingers.
Let's go!
What does it look like?
Actually does a little golf clap.
You look in and you see that scales picture with the number 1.
I think this is that second slot in the dining room painting. And I show it to Jump.
Gotcha. With the number 1. Got it. Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm starting to understand what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Can I check the map to see if that symbol popped up?
That symbol did pop up. Yep.
Okay. He goes, okay. And he puts it back where the painting originally was.
Mm-hmm. And you put it back and you realize now she is reading a book. It's not a piece of parchment. She's looking at it.
Oh. Okay, cool. All right. On to the next, I guess.
Yep.
Lead the way.
Let's do it.
Onwards.
Just go straight across the hall.
You go straight across the hall.
No
and you
banisters.
are greeted to that desk.
Okay. There is a hole under this desk that might have something in it. I could not, for the life of me, pick those locks.
How you could, but can you get in the hole?
I was a little afraid to try. And considering what happened to you, well, you know, they asked for a master thief. I kind of
What happened to me?
assumed booby traps.
Why?
So
wait.
I was afraid that if I reached into the hole with my actual finger, that I might,
Mhm.
take them
Take some where?
off of my hand.
Oh. Did you try putting a stick in there?
I did. It can't
Did it take
reach.
the stick?
No,
Did
but
you get a longer stick?
I don't have a longer stick.
Did you try smashing it?
No, but I can try picking it one more time.
Guidance.
The DC is high because you fucked this up twice, but go ahead and roll your sleight of hand.
Fuck it, we ball, baby!
Guidance.
18!
Add guidance, motherfucker.
Oh, with guidance, that's right. Hang on. 21!
I wasn't going to give it to you at an 18. I want you to know that. I was
I
like,
know.
that's too low. Yeah, so you fumble around with that bottom drawer again. And the beads of sweat start to form on your forehead and your temples as you're like, fuck, I really want to get this done. You unlatch the first pin. Try the second, third, fourth. Fourth one goes. Try the second and third. The third one goes. Try the second one. The second goes. You have it right there. And as you twist, you almost feel yourself losing control again and slipping those locks out of your grasp. But you ever just snap it into place, and the drawer comes forward about half a centimeter.
Like you hear the subtlest little, oh thank fuck, god damn it.
Klein just nodding next to you. Guidance.
Thank you. And he gently pulls the drawer, listening to see if anything falls out from that hole below it.
Yeah, you pull the drawer. Nothing falls out from below it, no.
Okay. What's in the drawer then?
So you see a few folders with bits of parchment in it that are altogether nothing. Towards the back end of the drawer, two things strike your arrival. The first is another map of the house that you are in, but all of the traps are labeled. And exactly what they are. It labels the pin trap that Klein got their hand stuck in, the tile trap that shot the arrows at you guys. In the opposite hallway, there is a bar trap of like a swinging bar that comes down. It appears that underneath of the fireplace that Klein landed in, there is another fireplace on the bottom floor, and that one has a fire trap in it. There's a trap in the kitchen. There is a trap in the guest bedroom that doesn't read trap. It's a little X, and then it says animated broom on top of it.
That's just pleasant.
The other things that are noted here are that the rooms are labeled. And every room is labeled. The ones that kind of hit you as noteworthy. The room that you're in is labeled as Peregrine's office. The room that Klein entered from is labeled as Constance's office. The room, as you left Constance's office, immediately opposite that was the guest bedroom, and to the right of that, there is a room that has been named and crossed out 3 or 4 times. You don't know the name of that room.
Okay.
And the other thing that is here is that in the dining room, that painting is labeled as basement door.
Okay. Got it. Okay. I'm going to pull the drawer all the way out. Like, disconnect it from the desk.
Yeah, you pull it out, kind of lifting it up and shimmying it along, and you see underneath there is a thin line on the far end, in the corner of basically like a tripwire.
Okay, there's a thin line in the corner of like the inner part of the.
Yeah, it's like in the far back bottom, where the wall meets the floor of the cabinet. There's like a wire there.
Okay. She kind of looks back. Anyone want to pull it? Wait, he checks the map real quick, just to see if it's trapped or if it.
It does not appear to be trapped.
Pulls the tripwire.
You pull it, and the top of the desk goes and breaks about 2 inches.
Huh.
What's the point of that?
Stands up and like peers in the crack, tries to push it open wider.
Yeah, you push it open wider, and sitting within is another placard that has that tower-like design on it with the 2 hooked horns, with a number 2 that appears on your other map.
Gotcha. Okay. Want to go then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Klein is
And then-
incredibly confused.
Me too. And then he like looks down at the map and it clicks in his head. The skid on the kitchen or on the dining room. It's probably the entrance to the basement.
Mm-hmm.
That makes so much more sense. And like we go back to the library.
Where it says basement entrance.
Yeah. I get it. It took a second.
Yeah, so you head back to the library, back to that piece of parchment with those designs on it. Who hasn't rolled wisdom or intelligence to decipher this?
I don't think I have.
Okay, so you can attempt to do so if you would like.
Come on, baby. Pretty please.
Guidance.
Thanks. All right, so currently we're at 12.
Okay.
So I can max out at 16.
So
You can do
16.
it, buddy.
So what's interesting about this is that you feel like you were on the right lines earlier. So you've got 2 hands of a clock here.
Yeah.
You begin thinking about it and what they represent, and you begin to realize probably where you fell short. You're treating the minute hand in intervals of 5, as if it's 5 minutes past, 10 minutes past, 15 minutes past, etc.
Yeah.
But as you look at a clock,
Oh fuck.
those
Yeah.
don't appear. It's just the same numbers. It's 1 through 12. So
Okay.
if you take the shorthand, for example, the top left, you take the shorthand as a 9, and you take the longhand as a 4, all that you are left with is figuring out which section A through E you need to pull section 9, book 4 from.
And the answer is all of them.
I'm sure you would. If you do that, you're going to wind up with 20 books that you have to look through.
Never mind. Okay.
Do each of these sections, do they have anything in common? Like each of these, like A through E, like are all the A books similar to, and are all the B books similar?
Not that you can tell, it's just that they are numbered in ascending order. The only other thing that is different about this diagram are the shields themselves. So what is different about the shields?
Can I pull from shelf 4?
Wait, am I correct? So the shields have different shapes, which have a different number of sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the eye has 2 sides. So section B.
So B
3 sides.
3,
C,
3.
So
4
B,
sides,
3,
D,
3.
5 sides. E.
So you go ahead and pull book B33. I've written an arbitrary number here, which is the book labeled 35.
Okay.
Okay.
This book is titled The 5th Revised Encyclopedia of Dragonkind.
Hold on to it and pull the appropriately numbered book for section C with.
Yeah, so you
What's
go
that?
through with this method, and you find 3 more books. The first is called Human Architecture and Its Dwarven Influence. That book is number 29. The next one is Poems of Love and Adventure by J. Finicus Phelp. That one has the number 74 on it. And the last one is The Divine Pantheon of Orit. Orit is the continent that the city is in the country of.
Yeah.
And that has got the number 56 on it.
Okay.
Klein just kind of runs back and forth for these books, putting them on like the desk in the middle as he grabs them,
Okay.
lays them all out, and just.
Do they all have the
Charlie
same?
Day in the Always Sunny moment of just like I'm connecting dots. I'm connecting
So you
dots.
only had one listed with the author. Are the authors the same for all of these, or?
Nope. As best you can tell, there is no connective tissue between these books.
Okay. So we've got 35, 29, 74, and 56. And we could be missing a fifth book, technically.
What are the numbers again?
35, 29, 74, and 56.
Okay.
So...
Those numbers don't match up with the total number of books at all, but just ignore it. I changed the number on the fly. But those numbers are correct, just so you know.
39, 24.
35, 29, 74, and 56. And each one of those numbers is like embossed into the spine of that book.
Gotcha. Does it look like there's any sort of combination lock around anywhere or a safe?
They're all prime numbers.
Are they?
Yeah.
Shit,
Two of
look
them
at you go. Wow, I'm smart, you guys.
No, they're not. Only
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry. Only 29 is a prime number.
Damn,
I
not.
figured it
not
out
as
for
smart as
29 and I
thought.
was like, hey, and then I was like, no, I'm wrong.
I was
Yeah.
like, wait, 56.
I was like, wait, it's 35. I remember that number showing.
Yeah, that's not a prime
A
number.
lot.
I figured it out for 29 and I jumped the gun entirely.
So you look around. There is no combination safe or anything that you can find that has those numbers relative.
Okay. So it's pressed into the spine.
Mm-hmm.
I assume opening the books, there's nothing like in them technically. Like it's not cut out in the center.
So you go ahead and open one of the books and begin flicking through it. And you notice that on page 29 of book 29, in the corner, there is a like partial doodle that kind of it's like if someone were to start doodling and that's just like the corner of what they were doing, but it's in the top right corner of the page.
Okay.
Do the same with page 35 of book 35.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do the same thing back and forth, until eventually you find small doodles in each of the corners, and you put them together, and you find what is essentially an emblem of a goblet. And that is labeled with the number, whatever I missed, 2 or 4.
I think it was 4.
Or
4.
4.
Great. All right. Back to the dining room then.
That creature was there the whole time we were doing this, by the way.
Yeah, it's
Body was just
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it not dead?
It's dead.
it's dead.
Okay. He's not here anymore. He's elsewhere.
I just like the idea of us doing this while that thing's just in the middle of the room.
He's dead on
Yeah.
the floor.
We're like stepping on it to like go over to other parts of the room.
I don't have time to walk around.
Like the squelch.
All right. Back to the dining room. I'm going to reset the snail one.
Okay, so you reset it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is order, and I'm going to flip the scales to be correct, then the tower, then the snails, then the goblet.
Okay, so you align the symbols in order that the numbers appeared with them.
Yeah.
And as you do so, you align number 4 up and feel it click into place. And as you do so, the painting shifts open. It is looking forward behind where the painting was. You see stairs that go down to a basement. This is not the same place where you saw those skid marks. In fact, the painting doesn't even grate along the ground. It's raised a little bit. So those skid marks are from something unrelated. But you see stairs that walk down.
Do we deal with that and kind of point over at the skid marks, or do we just move forward?
Unrelated?
Possibly.
Unlikely. But I'm kind of curious what's down in there.
The other room's here too. It kind of points at the two doors, like to the back of the dining room. Check the map. Is that where the animated broom was?
No, that goes to the kitchen, which has a trap in it, and the other one goes to the opposite hallway of the stairs, which has the sweeping bar trap.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I kind of don't feel like disarming every single trap in here.
That's fair.
Because don't want just anyone following us in, right?
Right.
Klein thinks we should check puzzle room. Pointing down behind the painting.
Okay.
Okay.
We
Sounds
go.
like a plan.
Down we go.
And so
Down
you
we go,
begin
Master
walking
Thieves.
down the steps towards the basement. That is where we will end tonight's episode. So good job, you guys. Well done.
Puzzles.
Yeah, you get
Dude,
your,
that-
your puzzle
That
caps
book
on.
one really fucked with me.
You were on the right lines there. If you'd have thought about it a little longer, you probably
Yeah.
would have gotten it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the red herring of it, is thinking like, is this 430 or is it 46?
Yeah.
So,
Fair.
but good job to you guys, and good job Cryo for getting the number of sides, and most importantly, shout out to BK for getting that mirror puzzle done.
Yeah.
I gotta love that. It's the Harry Potter thing with the Sorcerer's Stone.
Amir Rivera said, yeah.
It's a cool,
Yeah, yeah.
little thing.
Sick.
Yeah. So that's fun. That's cool. Next week, I think Grace should be back. I don't know.
Hopefully.
Should be.
So we'll see everybody then. I don't have anything else to say. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Peace out.